Hello and welcome to the National Speedway Stadium here in Manchester for the second leg of this semi-final encounter between the Bellevue Aces and the Ipswich Witches. Good evening then from Bellevue. Tonight, one of these teams will progress through to the final and be in with a chance of being crowned the Sports INSURE Premiership Champions 2023. The first leg of this semi-final was a thrilling encounter at Ipswich last week. It had a mix of trepidation, optimism and some weather jeopardy thrown in for good measure. But for one team, it proved an outstanding night.
The lights on. What a start on the inside there. Oh, what a move from Keane and Rue up the inside. Harris and Rue come charging through. And they are going to pull off the maximum score in heat number 4. Big 5-1 for the Witches. Tapes up, away we go. Terrific start once again from the Ipswich team, and it's Danny King and Eric Risch around the outside. Fabulous stuff they've got their starting gloves on tonight. They pick up 10 points. And Emil Saifutunov's made a super start. Dooley coming through in second place right round the inside, but Saifutunov holds the lead.
You know, it's like track is today's like really good, you know, and very consistent, smooth. Yeah, so we need to concentrate about today, you know, and then make good points, you know, and then so we fight for the final.
Terrific start from the outside from Lindsay. Smashing stuff from him. He fired himself off that first corner as well. He forced wide. The dirt kicked him off there. Smashing stuff from him. Right now, a 3-all is not really enough for them. It keeps it to 14. And they go roaring into the first corner. And again, Emil Saifutunov has the time to look over his right. Oh, look at Harris. Harris comes roaring through as well. What a ride from him, and Kurtz and Bewley are at the back here. Halfway point will be reached at the conclusion of these 4 laps. Here we go, tapes are up, and we're away, and the Aces have made a much better start this time. Definitely Kurtz is there. Here comes Lindsay around the outside, but Saifutunov, where did he come from? And Harris knew anything about Jamin Lindsay. Harris now, chopping back to the inside, he's through. Brilliant ride from Harris. It's going to keep that 18-point lead with a 3-all here in heat number 15.
And we're now joined by Calvin Tatum. Cal, fair to say, a shock result last week?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Ipswich Witches were in great form. They won the Knockout Cup the previous week. I expected them to win the meeting, but not by 18 points. Bellevue were just not at it, you know, and the conditions were not ideal, but the home team just put their best foot forward.
And the home team, well, they're the away team tonight, but they've got Jason Doyle back in the hot seat. Yeah,
and it's great to see Jason back, just from his personal point of view, because it was a hell of an accident in Voyens, wasn't it? You know, it really was a nasty one. So he rode yesterday in the Czech Republic, came through that with flying colours. So yeah, smashing to see him about.
Yeah, absolutely. And for Bellevue, look, it is a tall order, but they have overturned an 18-point deficit on numerous occasions this season. But can they do it with the pressure of playoffs?
Tall order. Absolutely, but they have done it before. They're up against a good outfit now. Ipswich are very much a different team than the beginning of the season, but they've got to do effectively what Ipswich did last week. If they can do that, we'll have a super heat, it will be drama, it will be TV gold, it will be spectacular, but there's no doubt that the Witches are in the driving seat.
Yeah, absolutely. You feel it's the Witches to lose, perhaps?
Yeah, somebody told you that, I believe, but...
They did, and I took it.
But absolutely, but it's absolutely spot on, because, you know, an 18-point lead in the semi-finals has never been overturned before, so they will have to make history tonight, the Bellevue Aces.
And I know you were trying to find out that fact before we went on air.
Indeed, I've been talking to everybody.
Touché. OK, well, there is another semi-final taking place this evening, and it's at Monmouth Green between Wolverhampton and Sheffield. Here's Dave Rowe with the team news.
Well, these two sides meet in the playoff semi-finals for the second season running. Sheffield made the grand final last year, helped by a 47-43 win here, and that's been the story of Wolves in the playoffs in recent years. They haven't made the most of home advantage. They are at full strength tonight, but the Tigers in many ways an unknown quantity. Their injury crisis means there are 3 guests, including Robert Lambert, number 1. Richard Lawson also comes in, and Drew Kemp has a big part to play at reserve. He scored well here for Leicester 3 weeks ago. Let's hear from the 2 managers, starting with the Wolves boss, Peter Adams.
Pete, you've got a full team here tonight. You haven't been hit with injuries. It must be a nice position to be in compared to other teams.
Yeah, although, you know, in years gone by we've had, you know, many years where we've been juggling with injuries at the wrong time of the season, but no, at the minute everybody's okay, so let's hope it stays that way.
Looking at it from an aggregate point of view, it's going to make a really exciting semi-final, isn't it? So we need to do as much as we can here. It's not been a happy hunting ground for us so far this season, but I think we've been a little bit unfortunate. We've not quite clicked when we've needed to, but I think tonight will be different.
So it's the usual 1-7 for Wolves, but they have been run close in a whole host of home matches this season. The Sam Masters-Steve Worrell combination has worked well at 1 and 2, and then there's Luke Becker and Ryan Douglas in the middle order. For Sheffield, so many changes since early season. Chris Holder and Jason Edwards are recent signings for the Tigers. Lambert and Lawson replace Ty Wolfenden and Tobias Mujelak as guests, and Kemp is in for Klaus Vissing. First leg tonight at Monmore is Wolverhampton against Sheffield.
And Calv, you feel the odds are stacked against Sheffield, having lost so many riders to injury?
Yeah, it's tough for Simon Stead and his men. You know, Ty Wolfenden and Tobias Mujelak in particular, they know that place well. We've seen Mujelak ride so well at Monmore Green, so he'll be a big miss. But Robert Lambert is quality. Richard Lawson can be, you know, he can ride everywhere. He's normally pretty solid, but they're going to have to do something pretty special there because it's such an emotional time for the Wolves, isn't it? Yeah. You know, they're going to close at the end of the season, and could they go out as champions? I'm sure that Pete Adams would love that. What
a story that would be, but we've got a story to unfold here in Bellevue. Calvin, thank you. Let's join Scott Nichols now. He's with the captains.
Yeah, thanks, Abby. Indeed, I have two captains with me. I'm going to come to Bellevue captain Brady Kurtz first. Brady, you got a big task here, there's no question about it. I'm presuming the objective is to hit them hard early on.
Yeah, Thursday was pretty much a write-off for us. There's nothing we can do about that now other than we're back on home turf and we know what we're doing here. We've done it all year and, yeah, always like you said, all we can do is just hit them hard right from the start and hopefully we're in it come the end.
We know you boys are exceptionally strong at home. There's a lot at stake tonight. Has the team talk or any preparations been any different coming into tonight?
We've kind of tried not to be too fussed about what happened on Thursday. You know, there's nothing we can do about it now other than just come back here and do what we do. And we've been great here all year, so I don't think there's really too much we could change or needed to change. And we all just needed to regroup, refocus, and make sure our minds are on the job tonight.
Well, let's hope so. I'm going to come to Ipswich captain Danny King. Got to say, you boys, I think you probably surprised yourselves to come here with such a big lead.
Yeah, for sure. Bellevue have been to our place twice this year and beat us, so yeah, obviously we were really happy with that lead coming away from that. But you know, it's back to 0-0 now tonight, and we're here to try and win, obviously, and not just defend a lead.
Exactly. It's probably a bit tough for you boys. Do you attack or do you just sit to defend that lead? What's the MO for you boys tonight?
Yeah, we're here to attack. As we say, you know, we come close here once this year after getting a quite hefty beating the first time. So, yeah, we're going to go out and give it all we got and hopefully get over the line.
Okay, well, let's get this coin toss done. We know there's going to be a lot of importance on this site. I'm going to get you to call Danny. Danny calls heads. Comes down heads. What's it going to be, Danny?
We'll take heat 1 and we'll go 1 and 3.
Okay, thank you. Good luck, boys. So Ipswich opt for heat 1, 1 and 3. Back to you, Abby.
Thanks, Scott. Well, we sent Calvin out earlier today to suss out the track conditions. Here's his report.
Second leg of the first semi-final, of course, here at the National Speedway Stadium, Bellevue, with an awful lot of work to do. I've got to say, I've looked at the start line a little bit earlier on, and as always, there's plenty of grip there. They have ripped up the starts significantly, possibly more than normal in truth. Plenty of moisture in the surface. We've got a beautiful evening. It's quite mild. I'm down on the inside of the entrance to the first corner. Inside here, it's quite firm. It is digging up. It will make a little bit of dirt. And I think, as normal, the guys will actually elect to go to the inside of the track. When we come up the banking, and a significant amount of banking here at the National Speedway Stadium, again, dirtometer going in a reasonable amount here. Moisture in the track, plenty of grip, even though they haven't actually worked the track here. As always, they've scraped the outside, they've ripped into it, then they've watered again, and well, terrific amount of grip out here. I'm expecting to see some of the boys, Emil Seifutenhoff, Dan Bewley, really utilising this part of the track, which could be very exciting indeed. As I say, this track always looks a picture. I must say, Andy Meredith, the track curator here, does a very fine job indeed. Riders love coming here. Bellevue have got a big task ahead. They are the reigning champions. They have got to produce the similar sort of performance we saw from the Witches last Thursday. Otherwise, their championship chase is all over. As I say, we always see spectacular Speedway here. I'm expecting no different tonight. Can it be a thriller? Very, very much so. Don't miss it.
Kel, thank you. Let's hope it's a thriller. The riders then are ready for their parade. Let's rejoin Kelvin.
Yeah. Very much looking forward to tonight. Jack Smith coming in for the Ipswich Witches. He's the guest as a rising star. Of course, he's familiar with this place, having ridden for the Colts here, the junior side. Keenan Root coming out, the Australian, who I'm sure will have a large role to play, a rider that's making a lot of progress in Speedway. Pretty laid-back character, but nonetheless produces plenty of big performances these days. Great to see this man, and he's my man to watch. Jason Doyle, former world champion. Nasty looking crash he had in Voyens in the last round of the World Championship. Rode in Pardubice in the Golden Helmet yesterday in the Czech Republic. Came through that unscathed, so he's here representing his club once again. Daniel Hume now, the number 4 rider. Always got a smile on his face, always trying, always giving 100%. Sort of man you want in your team. The captain, Danny King. He's found his form in recent weeks. Great to see. Started the season slowly, as did the team in truth. So great to see Danny here and going great guns. Eric Riss also with the virus. He suffered for a large period of time, Eric Riss, but recently has found points easier to come by, feeling an awful lot better. And of course now Emil Sayfutinov, arguably the best rider in the league this season. And what a job he's done for the Witches throughout this campaign. So there are the visitors. They hold an 18-point advantage coming into the second leg here in the National Speedway Stadium. Now, young Freddie Holder is the number 8 rider who can be used pretty much at any time throughout the evening. I'm sure he's very excited about that. Young Freddie is another young British rider beginning to make his mark in Speedway. So good to see him here. Connor Bailey, who was very much in amongst it last week, but like the team at Ipswich at Foxhall Heath, never really got amongst the bigger points, but Connor is a hard charger. He's the rising star. Norik Bladorn will be on board with Norik, the young German, who actually also was riding in the Czech Republic yesterday at the Golden Helmet meeting. Had a little spill, but he says he's fine. He's got no excuses for his performance this evening. The young German, smashing lad, speaks perfect English as well. He puts us to shame. Dan Bewley had a disappointing night last Thursday, and Dan, there's so much racing going on, you could suggest he's a little tired, but tonight at home he'll be looking for a really big performance. And my man to watch tonight is Jamin Lidsey. He's had a smashing season. He's the man that can produce stunning performances around the National Speedway Stadium. I'm sure that all of the team, and he will be in the engine room part of the team, and we're looking for a big return. Tom Brennan has switched from number 4 to number 2 tonight, so he will have heat number 8. Tom Brennan enjoying his career here at Bellevue. Of course, they are the reigning champions. They're up against it, and Brady Kurtz, the captain, certainly came good at the end of last Thursday night at Ipswich, and has said that they have to produce a stunning performance here tonight. So they are your 2 teams. Which way is it going to go? Ipswich are the favourites, and for the moment, we'll get back down to Abby.
Cal, thank you. Well, this is a moment where I tell you that we want you to be part of the conversation. The hashtag tonight is Bellips, so use your social media platform of choice. Any questions, any thoughts, any opinions that you want me to ask Scott Nichols later on in the show on Discovery Plus, then use that hashtag Bellips. But here at Bellevue, Heat 1 of this second leg of this semi-final fixture is up next. We are with Danny King, who is the captain of Ipswich Witches. Danny, big night tonight, but for you guys, you're coming into it with an 18-point lead. That's got to be nice.
It is nice, but we're not looking at it that way because, you know, we're well aware of how good the Bellevue guys are around here. And, you know, as far as we're concerned, it's 0-0, and we're going to push on and try and get as many points as we can, and try and get the win, obviously. So, yeah, you know, we obviously all know what can happen in these meetings. We see it at Peterborough and Leicester, and you know, hence the reason we're in the playoffs. So we need to be on our game and get off to a sharp start.
Is that the way you approach it? It's like it's a one-off meeting, it's all out and attack. You don't think that you've got this buffer?
Yeah, we're not here to defend the lead. We're here to try and win, and that's the only way to look at it, really.
And I suppose that is the safest way as well as a rider, to not let the throttle off. It's an amazing story, and it potentially continues for the Witches. That part of the season where your chances to get in the playoff look so slim. What is it like amongst the camp to be here and to be in such a good position?
It's great. I mean, we've sort of been riding so well. You know, the latter part of the league campaign, we finished really strong, and then topped that off with winning the cup, and now we're here in the playoffs, and we've had a great start to that as well. So everyone's happy. You know, we're in a good mood, and obviously we're even happier today as we've got Jason back. So fingers crossed we can finish the job tonight.
And that happiness always translates on track. And when there is a good team spirit, you can see it, can't you? And the fact that you have tasted success already with the Knockout Cup, after that night, was the morale in the camp just so high that you thought we could actually go on and do a double here?
Yeah, that's exactly how it was. Yeah, you know, we're really confident in ourselves at the moment. You know, we've been riding well home and away, and we've been working well as a team. So hopefully we can make that continue, and as I say, we can go to a bit further in the playoffs.
What that time between Thursday and now, what happens amongst the team? Is there communication, especially from your part as a captain, between with you and individuals, or is it a group WhatsApp?
Yeah, it's a group WhatsApp. I think we're all bugging Jason to see if he was riding or not, and obviously we're really happy that he is, and you know, he's a massive part of this team. And you know, it's not just what he scores on the track, it's what he does behind the scenes and everything else. So to have him back has just made us all a bit more happier, and obviously now we're looking forward to pushing on.
In that group chat, is there jokes and banter as well, or is it seriously like, Jason, are you going to be riding on Monday? How's everyone feeling? What's the tone of it like? Yeah, there's a lot of jokes and banter in there, but you know, that's what makes a good team atmosphere and a good team spirit. So you know, we've got a good team, 1 to 7, everyone gets along, and it's really nice when the group chat's active. And for you personally, Danny, this last part of the season, and on Thursday you put in such a captain's performance. How would you summarise your season so far? Yeah, it's been good. You know, I didn't go off to the best of starts, but I feel like I'm finishing really strong, which is good for me and obviously good for the team. And I just want to keep it going. Yeah, you know, I love lifting that trophy for Ipswich in the Cup, and I've been there a long time, and it was just nice to finally lift the trophy for the team. And obviously we have a chance to do it again, so I'm eager to do that. We do know that they go so well here around their home track, so it's an all-out attack right from the first heat? Yeah, it has to be. I was looking back the other day, and they beat us by 20 points the first time here, and they only beat us by 8 the next time, so we know we can do it, they know they can do it. I think it's going to be a tense night. Good luck. Thank you. Welcome back to Bellevue. Before we get underway with this second leg of this semi-final fixture, just a reminder of all the motorsport that's coming up, and there's a load of it. For MotoGP, they're in Japan. You can set your alarm early for that to watch free practice on Friday from 1 a.m. on TNT Sports 2. The World Superbikes are in Portimao. The British Superbikes are in Donington Park, both on Eurosport 2, and you can watch it on the weekends, starting 9:30 on Saturday. And for the Speedway Grand Prix, there's a championship on the line, plus those top 6 positions to be decided. Will be in Torren, and you can watch it Discovery Plus Live Saturday 5:30. But here in Bellevue, here we go. It is Heat 1, handing you over to your commentator this evening, Calvin Tatum.
Thank you very much, Abby. Heat number 1 about to come around. Bit of information for you. Ipswich Witches won the coin toss and have elected to go out against 1 and 3 for the opening race. That will mean that Bellevue will get the decision in Heat 15. That's how it works. Charles Wright is still injured, so rider replacement in play for the home team tonight. Danny King was being interviewed earlier on by Abby, and reminded all of us that they have lost here by 20 points earlier on this season, but then the second visit they only got beaten by 8. So it could be tight tonight. Bellevue are particularly strong here at home, and they're going to have to put in a terrific performance, get off to a good start and try and eke into that 18-point lead that Ipswich established at the end of Thursday night last week. Emil Saifutinov coming round now was very much part and parcel of that, as he has been throughout the season. Riders approaching the start line. A bit of moisture in the surface there, you can see, has just cooled off, but conditions pretty much ideal here tonight. It's a pleasant evening. Great to see that man back, Jason Doyle, after that horrifying crash he sustained in Voyens in the last round of the World Championship. Rode yesterday in Pardubice in the Czech Republic and came through that unscathed. So great to see him here. Brady Kurtz, the top performer last Thursday, but in truth was a below par performance by the champions. Heat number 1, Eric Riss will go from the inside in the yellow helmet colour. Tom Brennan alongside him in blue. Emil Saifutinov out of gate number 3 in white, and off the outside in red is Brady Kurtz. Emil Saifutinov has been a tough man to beat anywhere this year. He's broken track records. He has had a sparkling season. But Brady Kurtz is a tough customer around here, and will put him under a lot of pressure, that's for sure. Tom Brennan likewise. Mark Lemon, the team manager for the Bellevue Aces, the champions, who will be desperate for them to get off to a big start. Here we go, tapes up into the first corner. There you go, Tom Brennan, but Saifutinov just about gets his nose in front. He fires himself down the back straight. Brennan into second place. There's a battle for third, with Kurtz now coming through into third place, but Saifutinov is just like a Swiss watch. He just is like clockwork out there on the Speedway tracks of Great Britain this year, flying away out in front, looking majestic. Look at that track, absolutely perfect. What a joy to ride. Tom Brennan doing a good job back in second place, with Kurtz having to work hard to get the better of Eric Riss in the early stages. But barring any mechanical issues here, Emil Saifutinov absolutely spot on here into the last lap. Brilliant performance from him once again. And this will do the Witches. 3-alls all night. They'll be through to the final next week. And Saifutinov does the business for the Ipswich Witches on the run to the checkered flag in the opening race. A shared heat, but that's not enough for the Aces. They've got to get heat advantages, and soon, if they want to put pressure on the visitors here this evening. That man, it was tight initially, but just got his nose in front round that first corner, and from then on it was a masterclass once again out in front from Emil. Smashing ride from him. The result of heat number 1 for you. Emil Saifutinov out in front, 3 points. Tom Brennan back in second place, 2 points. Brady Kurtz coming through into third, 1 point for him, and Eric Riss missing out in the opening race. Well, we keep saying it, Scotty. Emil Saifutinov is in such fine form, and once again just displaying the reasons why. Super confident on the bike, bit tight in the first corner, but just got his nose in front.
He certainly did, Kelv. His reaction from the start was perfect. Tom Brennan of gate 2 is lifting that, just enables Emil. Just see him drop his elbow there, stretches the bike out front. And from there, he wasn't going to be passed. I know early doors, Kelvin, the dirt is all down the inside, so it's difficult to pass. But Emil just checked out, Kelv, didn't he?
He did. It was a fairly straightforward ride for him. But nonetheless, it was still a fine sight to see. And, you know, it's just nice to be able to see a rider of that class here at the National Speedway Stadium.
It certainly is, and you could see as the race went on, he experimented, just drifting out a little bit on this third and fourth turn. Later in the race, he kind of went out a little bit, realised the grip wasn't quite there, so he cut back to the inside. But I was just standing here watching, and early doors are actually going over gate 2, going down that just goes to show how wide the track is here. And Emil there, 3 points, a happy man.
Indeed. Thanks very much for now, Scotty. Terrific ride from the top man from the Witches in the first race. Home crowd, there's a huge crowd in, actually. There's a great atmosphere, but they want to see their men fight back, and it really will rock here in the National Speedway Stadium. The riders coming out for the second ride of the evening. We're on board with Norik Ludorn, the young German rider who rides for Bellevue. Let's hope we get some great shots from him. Nail-biting times there for the Bellevue Aces. Proud champions, of course. They won it in grand style in a real thriller last year against the Sheffield Tigers. Really did go all the way. Some controversy in that as well, but that Witches really did spice it up indeed. Can they eke back into the 18-point lead? It's never been done at the semi-final stage previously. So Ryder's just coming out now. Norrick Bladon just having his rear chain checked. Young Jack Smith coming forward. He's a reserve here for the Ipswich Witches. Knows this track very well, having ridden for the senior and the junior team here. Very familiar with this part of the world. So Ryder's coming round now. Bladon just on his way forward. A couple of boys just to come up. Track rode absolutely perfectly in that first race. Such a high speed track here. Plenty of room. Line up for heat number 2. Norrick Bladon will go from the inside in red. Gate number 2 in white is Keenan Rue. Connor Bailey out of gate number 3. And off the outside is Jack Smith with the yellow helmet colour on. As I say, for Bellevue, they really have got to try and hit the Ipswich Witches hard early on. Needs 5 1s and 4 2s. Try and put a bit of pressure on the visitors. The visitors are in charge here. Such a fine performance from them last week. Richie Hawkins is the team manager for the visitors, looking pensive. Here we go then, second time of asking here this evening. 3 lights on, tapes are up, away we go into the first corner, and it's Bladon initially. Keenan Rue there through in a second place. Here comes Jack Smith. Nice move from Jack Smith up the inside. That levels it all up at the 3-all early doors. Can Keenan Rue do anything about Bladon? Oh, good stuff from Connor Bailey. Where did he come from? Round the outside of Smith. Terrific, and that's exactly what they need, those vital third places, particularly with your man out in front. Keenan Rue in second place, electing to go wide in that bottom corner. Here he comes, having a go at Bladon out in front. Bladon still hanging on, electing to go tight on that first and second corner. Will the outside run work for him? Connor Bailey's got some speed as well in second place. He's following his teammate round the inside. But here comes Rue. Rue beginning to wind it on. Right the way round the outside. Will it pay dividends? Down the back straight for the last time. Thrilling race here in heat number 2. Keenan Rue, one last blast to the line. Here we go. Oh my goodness, he's got there. What a stunning ride from Keenan Rue. Just absolute total commitment round the outside. It was close, but what a ride that was. And breaks the heart of the Bellevue Aces fans on the final metres on the run to the checkered flag. Fabulous Speedway in heat number 2. Another 3-all. And as I keep reiterating, the Bellevue Aces needed more than for so long there. Bladon just kept plugging away around the inside, but Keenan Rue with a stunning ride there. He picks up the 3 points. Bladon back in second place, 2 for him. Connor Bailey riding strongly there, picks up 1 point, and Jack Smith failing to score in heat number 2. And Scotty, what a ride that was. I do seem to remember Max Frick doing something similar a few years ago. Total commitment from Rue around the outside.
It was a fantastic ride, Kelvin. You see he's sandwiched between the 2 Bellevue boys, but he did early doors. He looked like he had that little bit more speed than Norrick Bladon. Norrick opted to stay down low. And I said in heat 1 that Emil Sofutenhoff was riding over gate 2. As the race went on, Keenan Rue was in a different postcode. He was out high and wide, and like you said, Kelvin, it takes an awful lot of confidence to do that because it's such a big track here. You can feel so vulnerable, but he stuck at it. He kept plugging away. Every lap he had a little look coming out of that 3rd and 4th bend just to see where Connor Bailey was, but you can see here he's just winding himself up, and yeah, fantastic race from Keenan there.
It was. He must have had the right gear on as well when the setup of the bike, because as you rightly say, Scotty, such a long way round there, but look at the speed he got off that last corner. It was fabulous to see. And total commitment from here. We're on board with Bladon. Just talk us through this one, mate. Just to see
that's well, from Norwich's point of view, he's on the inside and the grip is down low. He had seen what Emil Sofutenhoff had done, but you can see this is just over the checker flag. But Keenan Rue would have just, that shadow had just been looming on the outside. And you called it as well, Kel. Sadly, the Aces, a fantastic race, but every time the race goes 3-all, then they gain nothing on the Witches.
Absolutely. So 6 points is the difference. So
So joining Emil, just coming out to look at the track. Emil, just another masterclass. How nice is that when you go out in your first heat and you just make it look effortless?
Yeah, I got a good start, you know, and then track is today is like looking really good, you know, and I just tried to cheating, you know, is faster line, which one was hard, you know, because his first hit is also always, you know, it's like it's a little bit slippery because you have like water and the cold weather, which one, you know, is like feel like, you know, it's like slippery, but then you need to find, you know, this fast line. And yeah, so we'll see, you know, it's next one how will be, and we just make a few change, and then I think we'll be okay and even better.
It was a great start, Emil. Thank you for chatting. Back to you, Cal.
Thanks, Abby. Yeah, fabulous ride from Emil Saifutinov. Brilliant stuff from him. Norbert Bladorn will be the rider replacement in the heat number 3. That's why we've got a short delay here while he just prepares himself, having ridden in the previous race as well. May just elect to ride a slightly different line there, committed to the inside, but it didn't quite work out for him. Here we see riders preparing themselves for the third race of the evening. Still 18 points in it. And that's the bad news for the home team. Good news, of course, for the Ipswich Witches, who won the Knockout Cup very recently as well. Got into the playoffs themselves by the skin of their teeth. Leicester Lions just missing out. But now they're in it. They seem to be revitalised and going along very nicely indeed. Jamin Lidsey there needs to get to the front. He's been in good form for the Bellevue Aces. He's their top man here, but Danny King, the captain of the Ipswich Witches, who has really found his form. Oh dear, bit of an accident before they've even got on the track. Slightly awkward between teammates, actually, so they're a bit too eager to get away there. No harm done though. So riders back out on track. The track is riding beautifully this evening. Emil Saifutinov just giving us a bit of feedback about that. There is quite a lot of moisture there, but nobody complaining. So the track was designed by, in part, or in large part, by Chris Morton, of course, who was a Bellevue legend back in the past, and they have done such a fantastic job here. Since it opened in 2016, we have enjoyed some sensational nights here. British finals, of course, on a regular basis. Here comes Norwick now. It's just got over a minute to go. He should have time to get there. We've seen British finals here. We've had World Team Cups, Speedway of Nations. Even in the short time this new track has been open, we have been royally entertained by it, and long may it continue. I'm sure tonight will be no different. So pressure still very much on the home team. Bladorn now making his way forward. We've got 3 riders up at tapes. We've got 45 seconds for Danny King to make his way round, just having a few tweaks to the rear chain, which is customary when they do their first practice start. Heat 3, the lineup for you is Danny King on the inside in white. Norbert Bladorn out of gate number 2 in blue. Daniel Hume will come out of gate number 3 in yellow, and Jamin Lidsey off the outside in red. Well, these two now, Bladorn and Lidsey, have just simply got to get heat advantages. They've got to battle back. Mark Lemon will be so frustrated with their performance last week. Looking for something better here. Here we go then. Heat number 3, away we go. What a start from Danny King on the inside. Round the outside comes Lidsey, but King made a smashing start off the inside. And once again, this is exactly what the doctor ordered. Oh, Lidsey's packed up. It goes from bad to worse. That's a desperate scenario for the home team. Daniel Hume now inheriting that all-important 3rd place. Gives a heat advantage to the Ipswich Witches, and on aggregate they will stretch their lead to 20 points. Here we go then, Danny King flying around this National Speedway Stadium. Of course, won the British Championship back here in 2016 in appalling conditions, but what a great performance it was. And as I say, the confidence is oozing through this Witches team. Question about that. Into the last lap. Bladorn once again riding round the inside. Hume trying all he knows back in 3rd. It's got some speed there. He's having a go in 3rd place, but he's not quite going to get there. And on the run to the line, King wins it comfortably, and the Ipswich Witches stretch their lead. They lead on the evening, and they lead by 20 overall as well. They're chuffed to bits with that. Desperate for the Bellevue Aces there, with Jamin Lidsey's bike giving up the ghost on the opening lap. Not what they were looking for. So desperate times for the Bellevue Aces, the champions. Heat 3, the result, Danny King out in front, 3 points. Norrit Bladorn, 2 points for him. Daniel Hume back in third place, 1 point, and a DNF for Jamin Lidsey. And Scotty, no luck at all for the Bellevue Aces, and the Witches have really got a firm hold on this semi-final now.
They really have, Kelvin. You can see it slipping away. Danny King takes full advantage of that inside gate. And we know Danny's quick around here. He's won the British final here, and he streaks away here. And as we come into this bottom bend, Jamin Lidsey pulls the tear off, goes in. You see the bike just gives way there. It'll be interesting to see what's actually happened to Jamin, but it's just more heartache for the Aces. Again, Danny King rockets, and from there, Kelvin, he wasn't going to be stopped.
No, Danny King, you know, I don't quite know what's happened, but the penny's dropped, hasn't it, in these last few weeks, because early on in the season, his performances were really in and out. But
yeah,
he's a good rider, isn't he? And this is much more like it.
Yeah, and he's got some guts, and he loves to get stuck in when the track is deep, and he rides the National Stadium very, very well. You can see him there, nice style, and like you said, he's found some form, maybe found some little setup changes. I think he's changed them little bits with the frames, but he's on some engines he likes, and bags 3 points for the Witches.
Yeah, thank you. It's working big time for Danny King, and it's refreshing to see him back to his best. Heat number 4, we'll see Dan Bewley for the first time this evening, and of course the Jason Doyle out here as well. As I say, great to see him back. I actually saw him get on the plane when he came home from Voyens on the last Grand Prix. Couldn't even lift his rucksack over to put it in the overhead locker. Really was knocked about, but he's a tough customer, and Doyle is here. Bewley, who had a disappointing night last Thursday, is looking to put that right tonight, and they're going to need him. They're going to need him big time. Heat number 4, line up for you. Jack Smith off the inside in yellow. Connor Bailey out of gate number 2 in blue. Jason Doyle, gate number 3 in white, and Dan Bewley from gate number 4 in the red helmet colour. Bewley, such a stunning rider on his night, really can produce some stunning speed round here. Keenan Rue, that line that Keenan Rue had in heat number 2, Bewley likes it there as well. There was a lot of grip when I went out there earlier on. Got the old dirtometer involved. That outside line I thought might just come to the fore. Wasn't expecting to see it in heat number 2 though, but nonetheless, clearly, if you've got the right bike set up, you can really utilise it to its full potential. Here we go then, 4th race of the night, 2 points advantage to the Ipswich Witches, 20 points overall. Away we go, into the first corner. Doyle hits the front. Bewley now chopping back to the inside. Tide coming out of third turn. Oh my goodness, lots of traffic there, with Jack Smith also involved as well. Bewley running around the outside, and Smith had to work very hard for it. But Doyle out in front, now electing to go right up the banking. Back tyre in the grip, pulling the way out in front. I'm going to say Jack Smith back in third place is doing a smashing job as well. Got a lot of speed with Connor Bailey out the back. Ipswich Witches laying it down to the Aces once again. Another 4-2 on the cards. Down the back straight. Bewley really having to work hard to get himself back in contention. He's there, but I've got to say, Doyle on his return to British Speedway after having last week off, it's looking really good. Bewley winding it on. Has he got enough time? The clock's ticking. He goes to the inside this time. Can he do it? Doyle hangs on. Third place to Jack Smith as well. 22 points on aggregate now. Slipping away from the Aces at the early stages here. They lead by 4 on the evening, 14 points to 10. Doyle out in front. Jack Smith, that was a super ride from Jack Smith as well. Connor Bailey missing out. But for Doyle, sharp away from gate number 3. Really wound it on, absolutely flat out there, and as hard as Bewley tried. Got close in the end, but not quite enough. Doyle out in front, 3 points for him. Dan Bewley back in second place, 2 points. Jack Smith with a good ride back in third place, and Connor Bailey missing out. Another 4-2 to the visitors, 22 point on aggregate. I tell you what, Scotty, it's going the way of the Witches, and what a great ride for Doyle on his return.
It certainly is, Kelvin. Jason Doyle meant business in that first turn. He knew where Dan Bewley was going to be, so he opts to chop that lane off straight away. But what a ride from Jack Smith. He really put Dan Bewley under a lot of pressure early doors. You can see here again, Jason Doyle just lifts momentarily, but works that clutch all the way the first turn. Look at the body language. You can see there that he's fired. He knows the intention to stop the run of Dan Bewley on the outside, but Dan Bewley there gets squeezed out. Jack Smith for giving him a hard run, but Kelvin again, the Witches now have a 4-point lead on the night. It's a massive uphill task for the Aces.
Indeed it is. Looking good for the Ipswich Witches. And a brilliant ride from Jason Doyle. And while we've got a moment or two, let's get some reports now from Dave Rowe from Monmouth Green.
Opening race then at Monmouth Green, and the Sheffield captain Carl Howard making a good start from the inside gate with Steve Worrell in blue trying to go around the outside. Robert Lambert, the Sheffield guest in white, getting squeezed out on the first turn, but Howard holding a good line in the early stages, and then Lambert in white coming through on the inside of Steve Worrell. Strong move on the inside by Robert Lambert. Worrell fighting it hard back around the outside, neck and neck in the opening race for third place. Lambert going through to split the Wolverhampton pairing as Sheffield open up with a 4-2. Carl Howard holding off Sam Masters to win the opening race. Here's the action from the closing part of Heat 2. Zach Cook went out in front for Wolverhampton. The Sheffield riders packing in second and third, but Drew Kemp in white lifting off the fourth bend, giving the chance for Leon Flint in blue to move in. It's Jason Edwards in second place, but all about third spot here, and the odd point with Drew Kemp on the inside in white and Leon Flint giving it some round the outside in blue. Race for the finishing line, and Leon Flint just round the outside of Drew Kemp to steal that third place. You see it here again, just gets round him on the run to the line. Could be a crucial third place point there for Leon Flint. Here's Heat 3 with the Wolves boys making a good start. Ryan Douglas in blue and Luke Becker in red. Douglas almost spinning on turn 2. That gives the chance for Josh Pickering in yellow to make his move hard into bend 3, then turning back off bend 4 to come down the inside. Chris Holder lifting himself off the fourth turn out of contention, and Ryan Douglas in third place there for a 4-2 in favour of Wolves to go 10-8 in front. And here's Heat 4 with Jason Edwards making a good start but being swallowed up on the first two turns. It's Flint who has the advantage over Richard Lawson, the Sheffield guest on the inside of Rory Schlein. Strong fourth bend move there by Lawson to get the better of Schlein, but Leon Flint out in front, and Leon Flint, I can tell you, stayed out in front. Really good ride here by the Wolverhampton Rising Star to hold off Richard Lawson, and the home crowd delighted to see that. Wolverhampton getting a third successive 4-2 to more than cancel out the early advantage for the Sheffield Tigers. A very competitive meeting so far, as we expect, and with 4 heats gone, it's Wolverhampton 14, Sheffield 10.
Dave, thank you. Well, just over my shoulder you can see Jason Doyle. He's back for the Witches and he's back winning races. We have got Heat 5 coming up here in Bellevue, and I want to remind you of that hashtag. It is BelleIps. I will get all of your questions to Scott Nichols later on in the programme. Stay with us then for Heat 5. We're with the captain of the Aces, Brady Kurtz. Brady, it's a big job for you and your guys tonight, but you have overturned an 18-point deficit 6 times this season, but it's playoffs now.
Yeah, Thursday was far from ideal, I guess you could say, and we've left ourselves a very big job at hand, but we've done it a lot of times before. We've been great at home all year. The track's been perfect all year. We've got a great team, and if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be us.
You said on Thursday it was a matter of the guys just not getting stuck in enough. Was that the general feeling right from the off?
Yeah, you never really know. After it was a tough match right from the start. They've got a strong team at home. They're currently in probably the form of the league at the moment, and it wasn't our night. I can't speak for everyone what exactly went wrong, but it doesn't really matter anymore. I think all we have to do is focus on tonight, do what we've been doing at home, and we need to get the job done.
It's an interesting point you say about when people peak, and you've been table toppers all season long, but like you say, Ipswich Witches are coming to the party at the critical time.
Yeah, exactly, and but we've been great all year, and hopefully now's not our time to dip. You know, we've put in too good of a season, I think, to end it here, and we're definitely all fired up to get this done.
You have also got the additional support of the crowd here, and they are like an eighth man. They could really play their part tonight.
Yeah, everyone's seen that the Aces fans were pretty special last year, and we're gonna need something to get us over the line today.
In terms of retaining that title, knowing that Thursday didn't go to plan, what's the messaging been like between you and the guys since Thursday?
I don't know if we could really repeat everything that's been said, but you know, we've all just said we need to put it behind us. We've all been chatting during the week, and we've all agreed that Thursday's finished. It's Monday now. It's our track. It's our turf, and yeah, there's not really anything more left to say.
And there is something about holding that authority when it is your home turf. They have got an 18-point advantage, but they can't take that for granted because you've been so dominant at home this season. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure our score with Ipswich was pretty big last time, so all we can do is try and repeat that. I think it's yeah, we all enjoy riding this track so much. We've all had great meetings all year, and we know we can do it. It's just a matter of actually getting it done tonight.
And personally for you, Brady, how would you sum up your season campaign?
I think it's been quite a good year, really. I've enjoyed being here again. Obviously, it's nice to be the captain of any team, and obviously I believe this is the best team. And yeah, I've been happy with the season. We've had a great bunch of guys to do it with, and yeah, it'd be really nice to finish it on a high.
So strategy right from the first heat, all-out attack?
Yeah, there's no other strategy.
Brady, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Brilliant, thanks very much. Welcome back to Bellevue and to this semi-final encounter. So Witches lead by 4 on the night, but by 22 points on aggregate. Score at the moment, it is 46-68. And it's time to go racing again. Heat 5, back to Kelv.
Thanks, Abby. It is indeed racing about to recommence. Dawn has been a very busy man. He's coming out here once again as a replacement for Charles Wright. This will be his third ride of the evening so far. And 1, 2, 3, 4 heats. Very busy man indeed. Working him hard, Mark Lemon. But he's picked up 4 points already. Having a real go, but it's up against Emil Saifutinov. No easy task. Jamin Lidzi doesn't get any easier for the Bellevue Aces with that issue with his bike in the first one where it packed up down the end of the back straight. So fingers crossed they've got that all sorted out because they need him desperately now. So riders approaching the tapes for heat number 5. Line up for you is Jamin Lidzi on the inside in red. Eric Rissad at gate number 2 in yellow. Norik Bladorn coming in as a rider replacement. Gate number 3 in blue, and Emil Saifutinov off the outside in white. Saifutinov from the outside. Could be quite a tussle here. Jamin Lidzi gets his nose in front. He's quick round here. Emil Saifutinov won the opening race of the evening in fine style. Could be quite a tussle. Eric Riss, who started strongly and then just slipped away. Bladorn going along quite nicely. Picking up points every time he's been out there. A couple of second places. Can the Aces do anything about it? It's looking a tall order. It's slipping away. The championship that they were so proud to win last year in stunning style. And they battle their way back. Not going to be easy now. Here we go. Heat number 5. We're away. Bladorn's made a good start.
also on the inside is Lindsay. Coming through is Eric Rich. Look at this. This is what they needed, the Aces. Here we go. This is much more like it. Ladorn coming on strong as well, coming through on the inside. Lindsay there, out in front. So Butanov is trapped at the back, having a lot of work to do. And they need this now. Down the back straight, must maintain it. Can't afford any problems, can't afford any engine failures. Out in front, Ladorn, and his third ride in 4 heats. What a stunning performance from him. Lindsay's got all the gremlins sorted out. They're hanging on out in front. This may be just a glimpse of what they can produce. Here we go, one more lap to go in heat number 5. Bellevue Aces out in front. A maximum score on the card here. Ladorn flying out in front. So Butanov did not get away well that time. He misses out, and the home crowd are on their feet. A glimpse, a glimmer of hope now. They need a lot more, an awful lot more, but that will do them the world of good. Boost to the confidence in the team, and Ladorn there. What a night he's having. Really has shown great form. Riding in the Czech Republic yesterday. Crowd love it, absolutely love it. And rightly so, first 5-1 of the evening. What a ride that was. Emil Seifutinov back in 3rd place. Here we are, the result. Super ride from Norik Ladorn, the young German. 3 points for him. Jamie Lidzi back in 2nd place. 2 points. Emil Seifutinov, 1 point for him. And Eric Riss misses out in heat number 5. What a ride that was from Norik Ladorn. He must have still been blowing from his first 2 rides. He's been a busy boy so far, Scotty.
He's obviously a fit lad, Kelvin, because it's hard work around this National Speedway Stadium, but Norik Ladorn, he had some speed there, Kelvin. Look how wide he was in that first turn. He could have left himself very vulnerable down the back straight, but he commits to it. James Lidzi's teammate obviously knows he's there, lets the bike run up, but Norik Ladorn, brilliant to come back up the inside. Emil Seifutinov off the outside, doesn't make the start, opts to cut back to the inside, but he gets trapped down behind his teammate Eric Riss, and from there, Kelv, the Aces romp to a 5-1, and could that shift the momentum? They certainly need it to.
Indeed they do, but I've got to say Norik Ladorn is clearly a talented rider from Germany, making his way in the sport, and that was a really good ride, and not easy when you've been so busy early in the meeting.
Oh, definitely not. You know, he's got the onboard camera on. Like I said, he's been busy early doors. He's had a pretty solid night. You can see the score chart there, but no, but when you line up and you've got Emil Seifutinov out there with you, the form that man is in, it took a lot of steel to go out there and get that win.
Yeah, all credit to him. Terrific effort indeed. Heat number 6 riders coming out. 18 points now, the difference with that 5-1, so a good move. It's back to where we started from. Work still to be done, but could that be a shift? Could the momentum just shift towards the home team? They're going to have to keep it going now in heat number 6. Would be quite some turnaround, having gone 22 points behind and then to overturn it. Still a tall order, but nonetheless an encouraging race result for the Bellevue Aces, the champions in the previous race. Riders coming forward. Here we go then. Heat number 6, the lineup for you. Jason Doyle will come out of gate number 1 in white. Brady Kurtz from gate number 2 in red. Keenan Rue, stunning ride in heat number 2 from Keenan Rue. He's out of gate number 3 in yellow, and off the outside is Tom Brennan in blue. Here we go then. It's going to be quite a tussle. Doyle was terrific, actually. He was chased hard by Dan Bewley. Bewley came on strong late in the race, but there's no question that Jason Doyle was very determined on the run to the first corner from gate number 3. Jason Doyle, arguably one of the hardest working riders in World Speedway. Rides in 3 leads. He rides in the World Championship. He takes open meetings. He was in the Czech Republic yesterday. He took a week off, which he would have hated, even though he was seriously injured. He gets bored very quickly, that man. He loves racing his motorbike. Good to see him back. I know the team are. But when I say that, Chris Harris did a terrific job for the Ipswich Witches as a guest last week. Can't overlook that. Riders coming forward now, settling down. Heat number 6. Here we go. Green light comes on. Takes up. We're away. Brady Kurtz has made a good start, but Doyle's there again. Chopping back to the inside there in the yellow helmet colour is Keenan Rue. It's a 5-1 momentarily for the Ipswich Witches. Kurtz led in the bike run deep, but Doyle has as well. Keenan Rue in third place now with Kurtz. Chopping to the inside. Here comes Kurtz. Oh, block pass there. What a stunning move from him. It's not going to be enough. It's a brilliant Speedway race. Here we got heat number 6. But there's no doubt they need heat advantages, and Tom Brennan is still at the back. Doyle trying to respond. Fabulous Speedway once again in Manchester tonight. Track conditions, fantastic. It is such a joy to watch them roar around here. Into the last lap. Kurtz with a stunning ride. Not many people pass Jason Doyle anywhere, and he managed to do it with that stunning move. Up the inside, going into turn number 1. Brilliant ride from Kurtz, but the lead is still 18. Not a disaster. Such a shame for Brennan at the back. But irrespective of the result and the circumstances, what a ride from Brady Kurtz. Out of the top draw there, Kurtz. No doubt about that. 3-all though. The Ipswich Witches won't be shaking just yet, that's for sure. 18 points apiece here. He's had a good season, Kurtz, leading the team. Captain's role there. Brady Kurtz, stunning ride, 3 points for him. Doyle back in second place, 2 points. Keenan Rue back in third place, 1 for him. And Tom Brennan misses out in heat number 6. What a ride that was, Scott. Brilliant move. The door was just ajar, and he just charged through on the inside.
Oh, and if the door was only ajar, he was going to knock it open. Kelby meant business there, and he has to. The Aces have got a big battle on hands, but Jason Doyle out front, Keenan Rue, like you said, Kelv, at that point they're on a 5-1, but Brady Kurtz lets the bike run, and everybody's chasing that on the outside line, but just the tiniest little opening there. Jason Doyle opts to stay in that dirt, but Brady Kurtz knows this place. You see it just chops the corner off, squares the corner off. Doyle knows it's there, and as you know at this place, Kelv, carrying a lot of speed. The minute you scrub it like Jason did there, it's hard to get it back, but he tried to return the favour there, but not to be.
Just a slight error. He just, as you say, he's running deep there, and the door was open, and Kurtz is just saying, I'm coming, isn't he? He's just taken that, had to take the opportunity.
Yeah, 100%, Kelv. I think if Jason had left it a lap later, he'd had just that little bit more momentum on his side, because as you saw as the race went on, Brady Kurtz out high and wide. A big race for the Aces, but they didn't pull any points back, and mathematically they've got to get realistically 5-5-1s or to actually get the win here, so it's a big task at hand.
Indeed it is. 18 points, still the lead. We're 18 points apiece here on the night. Just shows you how well the Witches have started tonight. They really are on a fabulous run of form. Earlier this year, you would not have dreamt this. Chris Louis, the team owner, and Richie Hawkins, they must have been pulling their hair out at times early season. Nothing was going right, and then they've turned it all around. They won the Knockout Cup, and they look like very much like they're going to go through to the final next week. Lorik Bladorn, he seems to ride in every race. Incredible young man, stunning ride last time when he came in for Charles Wright as a rider replacement in heat number 5. When he joined Jamin Lidsey, they got a 5-1. We're on board with the young German as well. He's going to be partnering Dan Bewley here. 5-1s are the order of the day for the Bellevue Aces here. The reigning champions, but for how much longer? Because the Ipswich Witches are in charge here. Line up for heat number 7. Dan Bewley off the inside in red. Gate number 2 in white is Danny King. Gate number 3 in blue is Lorik Bladorn, and off the outside in yellow is Daniel Hume. The Ipswich Witches are doing exactly what they need to do. They're confident, they're fast, and they're winning races at vital times. I think heat 2 demonstrated that with a brilliant ride from Keenan Rue around the outside to deny those points that so vitally the home team require. Bewley, a strong ride, couldn't catch Doyle in his first ride. Will need to put that right here. Needs Bladorn to join him as well, but Bladorn's going great. Just hope his bike and body can keep going. Mark Lemon, the team manager, was certainly hoping so. He's had 3 outings, he's only dropped a couple of points so far. He's got 7 from his first 3 outings from a reserve berth. Good effort. Here we go then. Heat number 7 takes her up. We're underway, Bewley's there. He's hit the front. Bladorn's missed it this time. King following Bewley through.
Round the outside comes Daniel Hume down the back straight. This will do them. 3 alls are just what they need. Ipswich Witches now. Norwich Bladorn didn't get away as well as he would have liked. And Danny King and Daniel Hume just need to work together here to keep Norwich Bladorn back in 4th place and out of the points. Can Bladorn do anything about Daniel Hume? He's pushing hard. He's trying to get up the inside. It's tight going into the next corner. He's come up the inside. He's charging through in the 3rd place. That's the absolute minimum they require. He's ridden superbly well to get the better of Daniel Hume there. Bladorn out in front. Dan Bewley with a stunning start off the inside gate. He's roaring out. He's going to pick up his first heat win of the evening. The Aces will get a 4-2. It'll help. But is it enough? Bewley wins. King back in 2nd place. Smashing ride from Bladorn again. Had to work hard for it. 4 points for the home team. Danny King back in 2nd place. Bewley showing his class there. Got beat first time, but puts that right in heat number 7. Had a disappointing night last week, but 5 points from his first 2. That's much more like it from young Dan. Daniel Hume battled awfully hard there, but Norwich Bladorn just got the better of him. An appreciative crowd here with Dan Bewley coming round for the applause. Result of heat number 7, Bewley out in front 3 points. Danny King back in 2nd place 2. Bladorn coming through into 3rd place, 1 point for him. And young Daniel Hume misses out in heat number 7. Brilliant stuff there from Bladorn. What a busy man he's been, but no surprise to see Bewley out in front.
Yeah, it is. He's Norwich going to sleep well tonight. But Dan Bewley, it's interesting to watch how his body language changes from the starts when he makes a good start and when he doesn't. His head is down when he doesn't make a start trying to work the bike. That time, Kelvin didn't have to work anything. A perfect start, but his teammate was at the back. We're on board here with Norwich. Just gets squeezed down that first turn, but he does well to overhaul Daniel Hume, but again, they only managed to claw 2 points back, so not enough for the Aces. And you see Dan Bewley out in the distance there. When he gets his wheels in line and gets going here, he's exceptionally fast. Daniel Hume doing his best to hold on to Norwich Bladorn here, but just like Brady Kurtz, he fires up the inside. Daniel Hume sends him coming. It means business. A 4-2 for the Aces there, not quite enough. But let's see how we can go. I believe we're going to have an update down to Wolverhampton with Dave Rowe.
Green gets underway. It's a good start by Kyle Howarth in yellow for the Tigers, but Robert Lambert is squeezed out in white and around the outside in blue. Ryan Douglas hits the front for Wolverhampton. It's Douglas with the advantage. Howarth in 2nd place. Lambert in 3rd in white, just getting around the outside there of Luke Becker into 3rd place. And in fact, now going alongside his teammate. Lambert through into 2nd, but Ryan Douglas with the advantage for Wolverhampton, who lead by 4 points after the first 4 races. But Luke Becker has been squeezed out of this one. Howarth lifting off bend 4. Becker can't find any way through, but Lambert now beginning to move in and challenge Ryan Douglas out in front. Douglas leads then from Lambert. This is where the race is for the advantage in race number 5, and Ryan Douglas still with that lead with 1 lap to go. Lambert now going for the wide outside line. Mid-track on the final lap, and Douglas is forced out wide off bend 2, and he looks over his shoulder, and Lambert goes down the inside. Stunning move by Robert Lambert. Has come from last to first. Lambert has passed Douglas, and that's a 4-2 to the Sheffield Tigers. Robert Lambert superb there against Douglas, with Howarth in 3rd place. Heat number 6 was a fast start by Richard Lawson in white for the Sheffield Tigers guesting, but look at this from Steve Worrell in blue around the outside. Superb move by him to get the better of Richard Lawson, with Sam Masters in 3rd place. So that 4-2 to Sheffield in heat 5 being cancelled out straight away. A 4-2 to Wolves in heat 6. We move on to heat 7 and look at the battle on the first bend here, with Rory Schlein in red forcing out Chris Holder in white, but Holder turning back sweetly off the 2nd turn. Brilliant move by Zach Cook in blue up the inside, going from 3rd to 1st, but Holder keeps it on round the outside, and Chris Holder hits the front there for the Sheffield Tigers ahead of Rory Schlein and Zach Cook, with Josh Pickering squeezed out the back. So really competitive here at Monmore Green. Chris Holder coming good in heat 7, and the latest score with 7 hits gone is Wolverhampton 23, Sheffield 19.
Sounds super exciting, Dave, in Monmore Green. Well, Dan Bewley just behind me. We know what he can do on the Grand Prix circuit. We know what he can do around the National Speedway Stadium as well. But the Bellevue Aces, they need to keep picking up the points. Remember, get your thoughts, get your questions. Use that hashtag BelleIps, and I will ask Scott Nichols your questions on Discovery Plus later on in the show. Stay with us. We've got Heat 8 coming up.
Ipswich Witches 15.
For the Witches, Tom Brennan and Connor Bailey. For the ATPI Aces, let's do this, boys.
Does look like the track prep is complete, so we'll give you the lineup of heat number 8, sponsored in memory, dedicated in memory of David Gustafson. So heat number 8 could be extremely crucial for tonight's meeting. So here we go. Here's the lineup for heat number 8. Riding in red, Tom Brennan. In blue, Connor Bailey. In white, Eric Rees. And in yellow, Jack Smith. That's your lineup for heat number 8 coming up any moment now.
After 7 heats in this second leg of this semi-final fixture, the Ipswich Witches lead by 16 points on aggregate, 58-74 as it stands at the moment. So before we continue with the racing, for all you cycling fans, we've got the Tour of Langkawi, that's stage 4, really early tomorrow morning, 5:20 on Eurosport 1. The cycling, the CRO race, formerly the Tour of Croatia, stage 1 tomorrow at 2, and the mountain bike from the World Cup from Snowshoe in Virginia. That's on Friday at 9:15. But here at the National Speedway Stadium in Bellevue, it is time for Heat 8. Back to Calv.
Thanks, Abby. So the clock is ticking for the home team. We arrive at the midway point of the second leg here tonight. 16 points is the advantage for the Ipswich Witches. They're battling back a little bit, the Bellevue Aces, with that 4-2 and a 5-1 they've had in the last 3 heats, and a 3-all just thrown in the middle. But they've got to keep it going. They're going to need a few 5-1s to really make it exciting. Can they do it with Brennan and Bailey here in heat number 8? Eric Riss Young Freddie Hodder there, keenly looking on. This is number 8. You can use a number 8 rider in the evening. So far has not been required, but very much part and parcel of the team effort here for the Bellevue Aces tonight. Jack Smith taking the booking, slightly controversial, young Jack Smith, who's so strongly associated with Manchester and the Bellevue Aces, but has ridden strongly for the Ipswich Witches in these playoffs. Line up for you then, heat number 8, Conor Bailey off the inside in blue. Gate number 2 in yellow is Jack Smith. Tom Brennan out of gate number 3 in red. Eric Riss off the outside in white. Tom Brennan missed out last time. Had a good ride in his first race, but unfortunately last time just couldn't quite get amongst the points with Kurtz riding so well. Failed to score with Doyle and Keenan Rue denying him that possibility. Heat number 8, crucial times now for the Aces. Got to get a 5-1. It really will make such a difference if they can get on a bit of a roll. No easy task tonight. When you look at the programme coming down with the Witches in such good form, it's going to be very difficult to battle back. Here we go, heat number 8. Which way is it going to go here this time? Tapes are up. We're away. Brilliant start from Brennan. Bailey's there with him. The Aces in the front. A big 5-1 on the cards. Oh, there's problems there. Certainly at the back. Looks like Eric Riss has packed up. What a shame for him. Jack Smith is the only representative for the Ipswich Witches here. And I said they needed 5-1s. Heat number 8 looking very likely they're going to get it. Brennan responding so well after failing to score last time. Roared out of gate number 3, and he's roaring high and wide in the heat number 8 here. Bailey also showing great speed as well, settling down very nicely. Gutting for Eric Riss as he tries across the centre green with his broken machinery. Here we go then, one more lap to go for the Aces. A 4-2 in the previous race, a 5-1 here. Are they on a recovery mission? They certainly hope so. Jack Smith is now tailed off. One last blast through the final corner on the final lap. Heat number 8, another 5-1. It's what they need. And they've had a couple in the last 3 races, in the 4 races, excuse me, and a 4-2. And the deficit is now down to 12. They're not throwing the towel in, are they? Great response there. Got to give a lot of credit to Brennan. Brennan must have been down in the dumps last time, failing to score. Responds brilliantly there in heat number 8. Conor Bailey coming through as well to join him. So important. This is what we saw the Witches do last week. They just kept piling on the pressure. The champions fighting for their lives here at home this evening. Brennan out in front, 3 points for him. Conor Bailey back in second place, 2 points. Jack Smith, 1 point for him. And a DNF for Eric Riss, failing to score in heat number 8. And Scotty, this is what they've got to do, isn't it? 5-1s, and they produced in heat number 8.
They certainly did, Kelv. A bit of misfortune for Ipswich there, but in Bellevue's defence, they were on a 5-1 and were well clear, and they desperately needed that. And interestingly, Kelv, just before this race, I was going to sort of say to you, where do Ipswich go now? Do they start to box clever? They've got a big lead, but I think now they still have to attack.
Indeed. You know, when you've got this, they've been on a bit of a roll in the last 4 races, closing in, a bit of pressure now beginning to come upon the Witches. They've still got it. 12 points is still a decent lead on aggregate, but you can't fault the effort of the home team.
No, you certainly can't, Kelvin. No, they've still got a 12-point lead, which is a healthy lead. There was not many races left to go, but it's amazing. You can see what it means to Tom Brennan there, but it's amazing how sometimes that momentum can shift. So Ipswich certainly need to fire back quick in this next heat.
So that
Brady and I are looking at the programme. Okay, so we've got 7 heat remaining and 12 points in it. Now you're not throwing in the towel.
Nah, so 7 heats is maybe not as many as we'd like, but yeah, the first 4 heats were tough for us. There's no doubt about that, but we've made changes. We've got the boys going, and yeah, we're still in the fight.
Is there a feeling that this battle, you really could still make it?
Yeah, absolutely. That 12 points isn't a lot. You know, we can get that back in 3 heats if a few things went our way, and yeah, this is far, far from over.
And for you as well, personally, some things have been going your way. How nice is it to just get to the line before a Grand Prix rider?
Yeah, that's always nice. I think, Heat 1 wasn't my best, but yeah, made some changes and got the better of Doyley in the last one, which is it's always nice around here.
Brady's going to make for an exciting latter part of this meeting. Good luck to you and the guys.
Thank you.
So tension here. Brady Kurtz, the captain of the Bellevue Aces, still determined that they can do it. He's right. 3-5-1s, and all of a sudden it's a very different picture indeed. That will be a tall order, but their hope and their determination remains. And with rides like he produced in the last time out in heat number 6, why not? Really was a hard-charging ride from Kurtz. The sort of performances they're going to need as we have completed 8 races tonight. As I say, 12 points is the difference on aggregate. The home team lead 27 points to 21 here this evening. 63 to 75. Here we go. Heat number 9 with riders coming out. Not quite sure who the rider replacement rider is here. I will bring that to you as soon as I can. We've got 3 riders appearing. So it will be Tom Brennan will come out here. 2 consecutive races for the young Tom. Superb in his last ride. He'll join his teammate Jamin Lidsey, who was at a 5-1 last time with Noric Ledorn. Need to produce something very similar up against Jason Doyle and Keenan Rue, the 2 Australians, both of who have had strong rides tonight. They've both won races here this evening so far. So the riders now coming up to tapes. Doyle back. Here comes Tom Brennan. Back-to-back races here. Can he produce another stunning start? Heat number 9, Tom Brennan off the inside as rider replacement in the blue. Gate number 2 in white is Jason Doyle. Jamin Lidsey off of gate number 3 in red. Keenan Rue off the outside in the yellow helmet colour. As I say, 5-1s are still very much the order of the day. Mark Lemmer and Dan Bewley just having a bit of a chit-chat there. Probably just reiterating what they need. Heat advantages. They really do need those. Could this be a spectacular turnaround, or will the Witches hang on? As I say, 12 points is still decent, very decent indeed. The Witches are still in charge, but when you look at the evidence of the last 4 races, the Bellevue Aces have been on a roll. Richie Hawkins looking a touch tense times. This is what the season is all about, making the grand final next week. The Witches won a trophy for the first time in 25 years last week. Brilliant effort by them. Here we go. Heat number 9, the tapes are up. Doyle's made a great start out of gate number 2. Brennan follows him through, round the outside. Certainly Brady Kurtz is working overtime. Here he comes. But Doyle out in front. Kurtz now up the inside. Here comes Brennan. Brennan and Kurtz trying awfully hard. Kurtz! Oh, that's tight. Excuse me, it's not Kurtz, it's Jamin Lidsey. Apologies, look at that from Lidsey. Fabulous performance from him, coming charging through. Brennan back in 3rd place now. Can he do anything about Doyle? Not sure he can. In yellow, Daniel Hume at the back, but out in front. What a ride it's been from Jamin Lidsey. Started his night off with a desperate engine failure, coming through in fine colours here. It's going to go to 10 points now at the completion of heat number 9. If it remains like this, look at Lidsey go, flying out in front. He's left Doyle in 2nd place. One last blast by Rue around the outside in heat number 9. But it's another heat advantage. They're coming thick and fast for the home team. They're on the march back. 4-2. They stretch the lead on the evening, of course, but more importantly, it's just 10 points in it now. Desperately trying to go. They haven't lost belief, have they? And Lidsey there, what a ride that was. Where did he find the grip from? Up the inside of Doyle. Stunning move from him. Superb Speedway here once again this evening. Really was indeed. So the result then of heat number 9 for you. Jamin Lidsey out in front. 1 point for Tom Brennan. Haven't got the official result yet. Jason Doyle is in 2nd place and Keenan Rue back in 3rd. But what a stunning ride this was from Jamin Lidsey. He's out of the picture there, but he comes through in flying colours.
Yeah, he certainly does, Kelvin. Jason Doyle had a little nibble at the start there. He got lucky, but I know we're waiting for the result, but Jamie Litty, Jason Doyle has a good look over his shoulder. He knows where the attack is coming from, but Jamie Litty had an awful lot of speed, and Jason Doyle leaves that tiniest little gap up the inside. Jamie Litty backs off, but there's that little bit of grip down low, just enough to get up, squeeze up. He sees Jason Doyle there, and Jason has no answer to him.
No, it's what they need, though, isn't it? It's desperate times for the home team. Here's the result for heat number 9. Litty out in front, 3 points. Doyle back in second place, 2 for him. Tom Brennan, 1 point in third place, and Keenan Rue missing out in heat number 9. So 10 points is the difference on aggregate. Brady Kurtz and Tom Brennan. Brennan, a very busy man. He should be out in heat number 10 as well. Really is working overtime tonight. They're having to. So there's a terrific crowd in. It's a smashing evening here. So let's get down to some reaction in the pits now with Abby. Mark Lemon is joining her.
Thank you, Cal, because I know it's really tense moments. I came and asked you if you're all right. You're obviously in deep conversation with your guys. Only 10 points in it.
Yeah, I mean, it's all to play for. I mean, I'm not really looking at the end result right now. I think we're just focused on the process and getting these boys revved up. It was very hard to use the reserves for the rider replacement in the first rounds when sort of Ipswich were sort of strong, and but it just gives us the opportunity to be stronger at the end of the meeting. So I'm hoping the gamble's going to pay off. Or maybe not a gamble, but like a strategy.
A good strategy, but you seem to be getting heat advantage. It seems that the pendulum might just be swinging in your favour.
Well, I hope so. We've been working so hard all year, and to go down to Ipswich and have that sort of come away from a very disappointing result, as our worst performance on the road all year. To do it in a playoff final is not ideal, but like I said, it's only half time. There's another meeting here tonight that actually can replicate and make amends basically. But these boys don't want the season to end. We've got a championship to defend, but there's still a long way to go. But they're doing a great job.
And they'll be wanting to do a great job for Charles Wright as well. Charles Wright still in hospital, still out injured, and he's been so strong for you this season. He's such a part of that engine room, so hopefully they can make him proud. Yeah, I mean, we wish Charles all the best and a speedy recovery. Obviously, there's a massive crash that had us all pretty worried, and we're just glad that he's going to be okay. But, the rider replacement slot, the facility that we have to use is really tough. It's a horrible regulation for a team. You go to Ipswich, on Thursday, and you get to guess for Jason Doyle, and then the other team can't get a guess. So the sport kind of needs to smarten up a little bit. But that's a challenge for us, and I just see it as a bit of a puzzle. Okay, well, I'll let you continue your puzzle here tonight, Mark. Thank you for chatting. Let's head over to Dave Rowe at Monmouth Green.
Wolverhampton 4 points in front, heading into heat number 8, and Leon Flint making a fast start in blue, but look at the action off the second bend. Kyle Howarth going down, and the referee Craig Ackroyd putting all 4 back in the rerun. Kyle Howarth okay, but tight action there on the second turn in the restart. It was also competitive too, with Leon Flint hitting the front. Steve Worrell is there in red, but look at this from Kyle Howarth, the former Wolverhampton rider, charging through from third to first down the inside. Super move for its second race win of the meeting, and Sheffield doing a great containing job so far. Only 4 points adrift after heat 8 with that win for Kyle Howarth, and it got even better for them because in heat 9, look at this from Richard Lawson and Drew Kemp. They're 2 guest riders, of course, who ride for Leicester regularly in the Sports INSURE Premiership, and they are about to strike a massive blow against Ryan Douglas and Luke Becker. Kemp getting out in front, and Lawson doing a superb job anchoring second place, just forcing Ryan Douglas out wide, and this engine room Wolves combination conceding a damaging 5-1 in the 9th race as Sheffield pull it level at 27 points all with that 5-1 from Kemp and Lawson. Heat number 10, and watch out for the rider in yellow here, Josh Pickering, who's in second place on the first turn, battling away with Steve Worrell in blue. Worrell knows he's there, looks over his right shoulder. Pickering goes hard into the third bend. Meanwhile, Masters and Chris Holder battling for third place, and a superb move there by Josh Pickering in yellow to get round the outside of Steve Worrell. Big scrap on for third as well. Sam Masters trying to make his way through. Strong indeed there on Chris Holder on the inside to protect a shared heat, but Wolverhampton finding it very hard indeed to establish an advantage after that Sheffield comeback from the 5-1 in heat number 9. And I can tell you that in race number 11, more drama involving Kyle Howarth. It's Robert Lambert out in front. with Rory Schlein and Zach Cook in second and third, and Howarth working his socks off to try and get an extra point here for the Sheffield Tigers as Zach Cook goes wide off the fourth bend. Through on the inside goes Carl Howarth, and with Lambert out in front of Schlein and Howarth in third place, this puts Sheffield into a narrow advantage with 11 heats gone. An upset on the cards potentially. This depleted Sheffield side lead at Monmore Green after 11 races. It's Wolves 32, Sheffield 34.
Well, fabulous speedway at Monmore Green and here at the National Speedway Stadium. Sheffield Tigers really putting it to the Wolves here tonight down the road. Smashing effort from the Tigers with a depleted squad. They really are a patched up side, but they're giving their best there, as are the Aces. Reduced the deficit by 8. They came in tonight with an 18-point deficit, and it's just 10 now. 6 races to go, possibly. Could be 7 if we have a tie on aggregate. Of course, there will be a super heat, possibly. Heat number 10. Can they keep the momentum going now? They really have turned on the style in the last 6 races, the Bellevue Aces. Line up for heat number 10. Tom Brennan out again off the inside in blue. Daniel Hume off gate number 2 in yellow. Brady Kurtz out of gate number 3 in red, and Danny King off the outside in white. Kurtz is going great tonight. Brennan is going good too. He's had just one blip, but last time smashing ride in heat number 8. He had a win there, and of course he had another smashing ride as well in heat number 9 as well, picking up a vital point where they picked up a 4-2. Doing the job. Richie Hawkins looking on, Eric Riss there alongside him. Tense times here. Tense times, came in with such a healthy lead, but they're still in charge. Shouldn't be too much panic down in the pits, but nonetheless, the Aces are fighting for their lives here tonight at home. Great place to watch Speedway, really is high speed, some smashing racing. We've witnessed some superb stuff. Doyley looking on as well. Going to see more from him later on, that's for sure. Just taking their time, nervous times. There'll be some adrenaline pumping on the start line, that for sure. Some heart rates through the roof, I would suggest. Heat number 10. Here we go, 31 points to 23 on the evening. Here we go, green lights on, plates are up, we're underway. Kurtz has made it. Brennan's there alongside him. The Aces hit the front again. Can you believe what you're watching? Unbelievable. Here comes King now round the outside, trying to get the better of Tom Brennan. King's ridden a smart corner there. Brilliant turn back. Classic turn back from Danny King. Brennan now relegated to 3rd place. Kurtz is out in front. Got to say he's looking good there. God, Brennan's now coming under all sorts of pressure from Daniel Hume, who's at the back. Kurtz is looking good. Smashing ride from King. Don't rule out Hume in 4th place. He's having a real go there, trying to get to 3rd place to reduce the deficit and keep it to 10. But it's going to be reduced to 8 points now, if it can just hang on. Here we are into the last lap. Kurtz is riding fabulous tonight. He had a 3rd place first time out, but look at him go. He is stunning to watch out there, right up against the air fence. Fast long blast for him. Here we go, the Aces are on the march again. 4-2. What an art of speedway we're witnessing here. This is drama. Brady Kurtz playing a captain's role there, big time. Got to give credit to Danny King, reducing it down to a 4-2. It was looking like a 5-1. Early doors there. Still missing out, but Brady Kurtz has had a strong season. Pleased with his season so far, rightly so. He's riding superbly well tonight. Really is flying around there. Good start, a lot of speed. Danny King, classy move coming out of turn number 4. The result of heat number 10. Brady Kurtz, 3 points for him. Danny King coming through into 2nd place, 2 points. Tom Brennan back in 3rd place, 1 point for him, and Daniel Hume misses out in heat number 10. What a night we're witnessing, Scotty. The Aces are coming back at the Witches.
How the tide has turned, Kelv. They're just chipping away. Another 4-2 there. At this point, they looked on a 5-1. But Danny King, he read this corner perfectly. Goes down the outside of Tom Brennan, and Tom has looked, and you see Danny there straight away. He's turned back, read the move from Tom Brennan. Perfect. Sometimes when you want it so bad, Kelv, you can leave yourself vulnerable because your moves are a little bit obvious. But nonetheless, it's still a 4-2 to the Aces, and it's getting a little bit tighter than we thought it would, Kelv.
Indeed, it's a fine effort so far. Got to say, I admire this move from King. Read it beautifully, didn't he? That's a classy move.
Yeah, it was a fantastic move. There's years of experience at Kelby. As he went into that turn, he knew exactly where Tom Brennan was going to go, to the dirt. Like you said, when you go in that narrow, you're going to scrub your speed somewhere. Danny read it perfectly. But he read it, but all he was looking at was the back of that guy there, Brady Kurtz, who's been on fire tonight.
Indeed he has. Superb effort so far. He's had a couple of race wins and a third place, so going along very nicely indeed. I do believe there's a change here with Eric Riss being pulled out of the race and Keenan Rue coming in to replace as a reserve replacement ride here for Keenan Rue. Dan Bewley is out. Big match up here with Emil Saifutinov and Bewley, of course. Norik Ladorn back out. He's having a busy night. He's done a good job for his team so far this evening, Norik Ladorn. As I say, he's a busy rider. He rides all over Europe. He said to me, I just bumped into him earlier on this evening before the meeting began. He said there's no excuses. He had an accident yesterday, but picked himself up and was keen to get on with the racing tonight, that's for sure. Number 11, the lineup for you is Emil Saifutinov off the inside gate with the white helmet colour. Dan Bewley out of gate number 2 in red. Gate number 3 in yellow is Keenan Rue, and Norik Ladorn will go on the outside in blue. We're on board with Ladorn, and we will be all throughout the evening. 5 races to go. Possibly. Will it be a superheat? If we keep going like this, there's every chance. It's going to go to heat 14 at the very minimum, if it keeps going like this. So 8 points on aggregate, 35 points to 25, 10 points up on the evening. Brady Kurtz, Mark Lemon, emotions running high everywhere. Certainly has been not what you expected. The Witches certainly went up 22 points up after heat number 4, had a 4-point lead on the evening, and the home team really have turned it around subsequently. So heat number 11, some big guns out here, but as I say, for the home team it's no good if Bewley wins the race and Ladorn is not in the points. Here we go, takes up now, and we're away into the first corner. Saifutinov fires himself to the front, Bewley up the inside, Ladorn coming through in the third place. A thrill. Saifutinov's going to be a hard man to beat from there, no question about that. Certainly, here we go. Keenan Rue also up the inside of Ladorn. What a ride from Keenan Rue coming in for Eric Riss. That's exactly what the Witches needed. Just try and settle the nerves down. Look, Ladorn coming on strong as well. Look at Saifutinov go. He is right on the airfield, flying out in front. Now, here comes Ladorn round the outside of Keenan Rue. Can he produce something to try and minimise the damage here, because a 4-2 will stretch it out again, but Ladorn switching back, riding out of his skin. He's got there to third place, fighting for their lives here, the Aces. Nothing you can do about Saifutinov. Oh, Rue coming back. Brilliant action just for 1 point. Saifutinov's won easily. And Keenan Rue and Ladorn. Keenan Rue hangs on. What a response from the Witches. They needed it. They really have been on the receiving end recently. But that could be a vital race in the outcome of this semi-final. Really could be. Saifutinov dropped a couple of points last time, but by golly did he make up for it there. Stunning performance once again from him. Superb. All of a sudden, 10-point lead on aggregate retained. Emil Saifutinov, 3 points for him. Dan Bewley back in second place, 2 points. Keenan Rue, what an effort from him to come through into third place, 1 point. And Norik Ladorn failing to score in heat number 11. What a speedway race. You couldn't take your eyes off it. And the battle just for 1 point was stunning, Scotty.
It was, Kelvin. That 1 point is so vital and could prove crucial later on. Emil Saifutinov gates superbly well, and just from there he's gone. I mean, look at the lead he's already got, and fantastic camera work, or actually a fantastic wide lens, because we needed it, because Emil was so far in front we couldn't see the other 3.
Exactly.
But the race at the back, look at that. Keenan Rue fires up the inside of Norik Ladorn. Norwich Bladorn returns a favour, and Keenan made the same mistake a couple of times on the third and fourth bend, left himself vulnerable and allowed Norwich to pass up the inside. Lovely bit of on-board here from Norwich Bladorn. And just look how wide the track is here, Kelv. That's why, I know I use the word vulnerable a lot, but you can be so vulnerable here. You feel like you're in the right place, and all of a sudden you can lose so much ground, so much speed.
Thanks very much, Scotty, for the moment. And while we've got this moment, we will take it, the opportunity to go to Dave Rose at Monmore Green.
All smiles in the Sheffield camp, and no wonder 2 points in front after heat 11. A good comeback so far with a depleted team. Here's heat number 12 then at Monmore Green, and it's a fast start by Luke Becker in red, gets above Drew Kemp. Around the outside in white goes Chris Holder for the Sheffield Tigers, neck and neck with Becker into the third bend, and Holder gets into the bend in front, and Kemp in yellow trying to go around the outside, goes too wide. Leon Flint in blue comes through into third place. 3-3 situation at the moment with Chris Holder out in front. Second, Luke Becker back round the outside. It's a great move by Drew Kemp to go past Leon Flint, and it could be a crucial third place once again for the Sheffield Tigers. Holder with the advantage, Becker in second place, Kemp in third, taking Leon Flint, and this could be another 4-2, and Kemp in fact is now putting challenge in on Luke Becker on the third lap, but this would put Sheffield 4 points in front after 12, almost a repeat of last season when they won the playoff semi-final at Monmore, but this time a Sheffield team with 3 guests, and then Kemp makes a mistake on turn 2, but Flint is not quite close enough to cover, and it's going to be a 4-2 to the Sheffield Tigers. Chris Holder off the final bend on one wheel. Chris Holder beats Luke Becker. Drew Kemp with a crucial third place. 12 heats gone. Wolves 34, Sheffield 38.
Wow, it sounds exciting there, but it's incredibly tense here. Just a moment ago, Norwich Bladorn came over and just did a fist pump with Keenan Wu. They were just battling out so hard on the track for that 1 point. Every point is going to matter. Any questions that you've got for Scott Nicholls, make sure you get them in now. Use X or Instagram, use the hashtag Bellips, and I'll get them to Scott on Discovery Plus very soon. Okay, keep with us here. We've got a few heats remaining at Bellevue.
immediately, you are blocking one of the residents' driveways here. So, if that is your...
With 4 heats remaining, well, 5 if it goes to a super heat, just 10 points separating the two sides, 73-83 on aggregate. Before we continue with the racing here in heat 12, let's go to Monmouth Green and Dave Rowe for heat 13.
Sheffield 4 points in front. Heat 13 gets underway. Masters and Schlein up against Lambert and Lawson. Masters gets the start, but Lambert turns it hard round the outside in white, and Robert Lambert rides neck and neck with Sam Masters into the third bend. Super move there by Robert Lambert, and Lawson's gone into third place ahead of Schlein. So Sheffield again on a 4-2. It's been a constant story in the second half of the meeting, and Robert Lambert has the advantage. Second place, Sam Masters yet to win a race in the meeting so far, and Lawson holds third over Schlein, and this is doing big damage to Wolverhampton's title hopes. Then they cannot get a lead from their home meeting, and Robert Lambert, superb after a third place first time out, looks set for a third straight victory. The question is, what can Rory Schlein do at the back? Can he make any impression on Richard Lawson? Marston in second place, Lawson in third, Schlein at the back. If it stays this way, Sheffield are going 6 points in front with 2 hits to go. Rory Schlein in blue trying to go hard down the inside, gets inside Lawson into the final bend. He takes the third place, but Lawson turns back once again. Lawson gets back inside Schlein. Schlein finishing fast. Lawson gets the third place. More drama in heat 13. Sheffield extend their lead. A win for Lambert. Third place for Lawson. Wolverhampton 36, Sheffield 42.
Performance from the Sheffield Tigers wasn't expected, but they have come good this evening. Terrific performance from them so far. It's been a great battle here as well at the National Speedway Stadium, with the Bellevue Aces doing all they can, but the last race with that 4-2 to the Ipswich Witches might just be enough, you know. They're 10 points up on aggregate, no doubt about that. And with races running out, the Ipswich Witches, possibly at the completion of heat 13, could well be through to the final if it goes their way. They're inching closer. There's no question now. Heat number 12, without a heat advantage here, it's looking unlikely for the Aces to retain their title. Could just be beginning to slip away. Keenan Rue out once again, back-to-back races for him. Coming in to replace Eric Riss in the previous race. Jamin Lidsey is back out here. So Norik Bladorn is out here as a reserve switch as well. Bladorn has been busy throughout the evening, just missed out last time, but has been in pretty good form throughout the evening. And they'll be hoping that this pairing, the home team, can do something here. Gate number 12, Keenan Rue off the inside in yellow. Jamin Lidsey out of gate number 2 in the red helmet colour. Danny King out of gate number 3 in white, and Norik Bladorn off the outside in blue. King rode strongly last time. Brilliant move from him to get up the inside to split the pairing of the Bellevue Aces. Jamin Lidsey, after the drama he had in his first ride, has bounced back superbly well and is going along nicely. Having a good evening. Keenan Rue also battling awfully hard. Richie Hawkins having a chat with Daniel Hume, who's just keenly looking on. As I say, with 4 races remaining, 10 points is the difference. We've got 16 points available. 4-5-1s. So heat advantage is still very much the order of the day for the home team. It's not over yet, but the Witches are getting closer. They can keep it tight here. That would be handy indeed. Here we go. Heat number 12, takes her up, underway. Oh, tight first corner there. Keenan Rue took no prisoners there, gave Lidsey a real clout. Bladorn's come round the outside. Keenan Rue, the spoiler here, as a replacement. Certainly looking good out in front, but look at that from Lidsey. Fantastic up the inside. Look at this now. Bladorn up the inside as well. Danny King tight there at the back as well. Keenan Rue in second place. Danny King hanging on. Good for Dawn. Bladorn coming on strong. King's going to have to slam the door shut. He does. 3 all vital for the Witches to remain 10 points up on aggregate.
Got to say, this is a good ride from Lidzi out in front. Had to work hard for it to get the better of his compatriot. King back in third place. The Dawn is not out of the picture. Going wide, very wide, losing ground. Will he gain some speed on the back straight? One last chance in the last corner. They need the 4-2. They're desperate for it. The Witches are hanging on, hanging tough, and they do. That's what they needed. It's getting tighter, it's getting closer. Lidzi brilliant out in front. Superb effort initially from Rue, made him work hard for it. Bladorn trying everything he knew there. Couldn't quite come through to get the better of Danny King, who had to really ride defensively in the end. Lidzi showing great speed out in front, but a 3-all. It's all of a sudden with a 4-2 in the previous race and a 3-all there. They could have done with more, they needed more. So the result for heat number 12 for you. Lidzi out in front, 3 points. Keenan Rue back in second place, 2. Danny King in third, 1 for him. And Norit Bladorn, as hard as he tried, just could not steal that point off Danny King. Vital 3-all there, Scotty. They needed it, and they hung tough.
They certainly did. James Lidzi's been in fantastic. God, sorry, Kel, but what a knock he got there. Keenan Rue meant business there. But
he had a real clout.
He did, didn't he? The elbows were out, that's for sure. No love lost there. But James Lidzi, after that engine failure, heat 1, he's just been on form, hasn't he? But again here, Keenan Rue from the inside, just working that clutch, bangs into the side of James Lidzi there, which kind of messes Danny King up a little bit, puts him in no man's land. And what a scrap it was for that point. 1 point has never been so vital in a league race, Kel.
Absolutely right. Stunning stuff. Lidz is showing some great speed. Such a shame he packed up in the first one.
It certainly was. I did have a little word to see what was going on. They think it was something to do with the ignition, but they didn't make too many changes. And, well, I mean, you'd look like they have made changes. Look at that. Great onboard here from Norit Bladorn. Sadly for him, he's at the back, but you see the move from Jamie Lidzi there. Keenan Rue opts to let the bike run to the dirt, hoping to get that slingshot effect down the outside, but it doesn't work. And that Heat 13 is coming up, Kel. My God, Heat 13 is always a big one, but it's just got a whole lot bigger.
Indeed it has. Thanks for the moment, Scott. 10 points up. There are 12 points available with 3 5-1s for the home team. That's pretty much what's required if they want to win here tonight and go through to the final. If it's a 3-all here, the Witches will win it on aggregate with only 8 points available from the final 2 races. Massive Heat 13, and what a lineup it is. Star-studded lineup here in Heat number 13, really is. It's been a fabulous night. It's what the playoffs are all about. This is what it's all. This is what the riders, the teams work hard for throughout the year. It's a long slog, no question about that. They have to really do the hard yards through the year, and when you get to this stage, obviously bitterly disappointing if you miss out. Line up, Heat 13, Brady Kurtz off the inside in red, Emil Saifutinov, gate number 2 in white, Dan Bewley, blue, gate number 3, Jason Doyle off the outside in yellow. 10 points up, they can hang on to that. If they've got a 10-point advantage with 2 races to go, that will be enough. And that will see the Witches through. It's getting closer. Richie Hawkins, tense times here. 3 5-1s will see Bellevue win. That's the scenario for them. 2 5-1s and a 4-2 will have a superheat. Can you believe it? What drama that would be. Mark Lemon, so pleased to have won it last year. Bellevue coming so close in so many seasons, just missing out in the playoffs, but last year it was all about them, denying the Sheffield Tigers of their first ever title at the highest level. Here we go then, what a lineup, what a race. Will this be the one? Saifutinov's been brilliant. A 3-all here will do the business for the Witches. That will see them through. It's been tense times. You've got to give a lot of credit to the Aces. They've battled very hard tonight. Here we go then. Heat number 13 takes her up. Away we go into the first corner. Kurtz has got there. Doyle coming. Oh, Doyle nearly ran to the back of Kurtz and down the back straight. Here we go. Dan Bewley is trapped to the back. Can he chop to the inside? Oh, he's got the better of Saifutinov. Bewley with a stunning move out of turn 4. Where did he find that from? God, that's sensational ride from Bewley. Kurtz out in front. The drama continues. Unbelievable when you consider Saifutinov from Doyle, who in third and 4. You just can't script this playoff. Unbelievable scenes here. The Aces just won't lie down. Beauty producing magic on the opening lap. Kurt's out in front, a lap to go. This meeting is still alive. Can you believe what we're witnessing here tonight? Drama in the extreme, through the last corner, and the Bellevue Aces are still alive here tonight. They needed a 3-all, the Witches. They couldn't do it. Bewley denies them. He was at the back. A 3-all was on the cards early doors. The fans just can't believe what they've witnessed. Fabulous Speedway once again. Can't take your eyes off this. Kurtz was away. Bewley was at the back. Bewley produced that wonderful move. Look at the crowd. Look at that. That's why they come week after week. For nights like this. What a Speedway race that was. Brady Kurtz are brilliant initially. Heat number 13, Brady Kurtz out in front, 3 points for him. Dan Bewley with a stunning ride back in second place, 2 points. Emil Saifutinov, 1 point for him in third. And Jason Doyle misses out in heat 13. And Scotty, can you believe what we're just witnessing? It's still alive for the Aces.
Unbelievable, man. I'm standing here watching it thinking, okay, Witches 3-all, they've done what they need to do. That's all they had to do, 3-all. And like I said, Dan Bewley was at the back. Jason Doyle almost runs into the back of Brady Kurtz. Has looked, sees his teammate there. And Dan Bewley's not quite looked like the Dan Bewley we're used to seeing around here until heat 13, and he delivered the goods.
What a ride it was. Bewley hasn't always been at his best this season for the Bellevue Aces, but I tell you what, he redeemed himself there, didn't he, Scott? This is just sensational stuff. When you consider that Saifutinov and Doyle in front of him.
Oh my God, yeah, they are so fast. And then those two boys checked out, Kelvin. They pulled a lead on the Witches. So for the Witches, they're going to be kind of very, very nervous right now, because if this goes down to heat 15, the Bellevue boys look like they're on the gas and have got the advantage. Momentum has certainly shifted. So now heat 14 becomes an even bigger race, Kelv. Heat 13 went the way of the Aces.
Indeed it did. 8 points available, 2 5-1s. Still there. 6 points the difference on aggregate. Right, let's get some reaction. Let's get down to Abby now.
And what a heat, and you keep Bellevue in this battle.
Yeah, you know, we're a long way from out of it, so 2 more races, we keep fighting.
When you saw that move, and you were coming from behind as well, and when you think you've got Saifutinov and Doyle, and you and Kurtz just, I mean, it was superb.
Yeah, you know, they're good riders. They're good around Ipswich, but me and Brady's pretty good here. But, yeah, it's to have them two here, it's pretty tough. But, I don't know, me and Brady, we're going pretty good. So this season's been pretty good. So it's far from over.
What are the guys saying to each other? It's so tense. I mean, also the crowd there. Can you hear the crowd when you're out?
Yeah, a little bit, but to be honest, I had a little bit too much going on to to try and miss them. But no, it's awesome. Just 2 more wins and 2 more 5-1s, or 5-1 and a 4-2 I think we need, so keep fighting.
Keep fighting. Thanks for keeping the entertainment coming.
Yeah, thanks very much, Abby. As I say, 2 5-1s will see them go through to the final. 5-1 and a 4-2, it'll be a super heat. A 3-all here. A 3-all here will be enough for the Witches. This is drama. Heat 14. We thought it was going to be in heat 13. Bewley denied the Witches that time. We've got Jamin Lidsey coming out here as the rider replacement ride. That's handy. Lidsey's in great form. Bladorn's going good. Keenan Rue will come in here as a reserve switch for the Ipswich Witches, replacing Jack Smith. What a night. What a night it is. Drama, as I say, 8 2 5-1s, Bellevue are through. A 3-all here, the Ipswich Witches will be in the final. That's it, that's how it is. Heat number 14, Daniel Hume off the inside in white. Norrit Bladorn will come out of gate number 2 in blue. Keenan Rue out of gate number 3 in yellow. Jamin Lidsey, the rider replacement ride for Charles Wright, out of gate number 4 in red. 18 points they were up. At one point tonight, the Ipswich Witches were 22 points up on aggregate. They're now just 6. There's 8 points available. 2 5-1s will mean that the Bellevue Aces would overturn a lead that's never been achieved before in the semi-finals of the playoffs. What a night of Speedway. You cannot believe what you witnessed. It really would be a remarkable turnaround. The Witches, though, they've still got a chance. Very much still in this. Tense times. Who'd be a team manager? Who'd be a team owner? I tell you what, there's some nervous times going on in the pits, that's for sure. So riders now coming forward. Last year, I've got to say that the playoffs, semi-finals, weren't all that. I tell you what, we're making up for it in 2023, aren't we? This is truly stunning Speedway. Here we go. How's it going to pan out? Heat number 14. Tapes up now. We're underway. We hit the first corner. Lindsay from the outside. Got to say, it's a fabulous ride there from Hume. Hume has hit the front. Here comes Lindsay round the outside. He's got there. Oh, what a move from here. Here comes Ledorn now. Up the inside. Ledorn's in the front. Another 5-1 on the cards. Can you believe it? It's truly staggering stuff here once again. Lindsay, after that engine failure in his first ride, has turned on the style. Ledorn in second place. The German has had to ride awfully hard tonight. The busiest man in the pits. Been on the track nearly every other race. Lindsay through the turns 3 and 4. They're into the last lap. 6 points down on aggregate coming into heat number 14. Not going to be like that now. One last blast down the back straight. And we're going to have a last heat decider. Here we go, the Aces are in it. The champions from last year. Wow. Remarkable stuff here in Manchester this evening. Initially, Hume was away there. But Lindsay, stunning speed. And Ledorn, he was out of shape actually momentarily on the opening lap. But he seemed to just drive by Hume up the inside. And another 5-1. We were talking about that early on in the meeting. They weren't getting it. The lead was stretched out to 22 points on aggregate. And now, going into the last race, just 2 points in it on aggregate. The result of heat number 14, Jamin Lindsay, 3 points for him. Norrit Ledorn coming through in second place, 2 points. Daniel Hume, 1 point for him. And Keenan Rue misses out in number heat 14. Scott, I don't really know what to keep saying, mate. This is just an extraordinary night of Speedway. And another 5-1 to the Aces.
Holy moly, Kel, my goodness. Jamin Lindsay has been on fire. Daniel Hume, bless him, made a brilliant start down the back straight. He kind of feels like he's doing what he needs to do for his team, but boom, Jamin Lindsay around the outside. Norrit Ledorn makes a little mistake, but does him a favour there. And the Aces are 5-1. Whatever happens, Kel, you've got to say hats off to both teams to have dug in deep like they have for the Witches in the home leg, and now the Aces here on their home leg. They've showed an awful lot of character to deliver what they've done tonight.
They have indeed. It's been a fabulous turnaround, truly extraordinary. Right, while we're waiting for the next race, heat 15, let's get to Monmore Green with Dave Rowe.
Heat 14 with the Sheffield Tigers 6 points in front after a fabulous second half of the meeting for them, and Heat 14 gets underway with Josh Pickering in white making a good start, and Drew Kemp's gone with him in yellow. Kemp replacing Edwards, goes too wide off the second bend, and the Wolves boys go piling through. Ryan Douglas in red, Zach Cook in blue, but Pickering out in front in white, under real threat here from Ryan Douglas. Pickering with the advantage, and if Pickering wins this race, then Sheffield will take a first leg lead, but Ryan Douglas hard down the inside, and they're wheel to wheel into bend 3. Douglas on the inside, Pickering round the outside. Pickering turning back once again. Pickering hard back down the inside of Ryan Douglas. Again, it's neck and neck, and Josh Pickering gets inside Douglas and forces him back out wide. And Josh Pickering back in front here for Sheffield in Heat 14. Zach Cook in third place with Drew Kemp out the back. But what a fantastic show here by the Sheffield Tigers. Josh Pickering leading onto his last lap. He's seen off Ryan Douglas. It looks like Douglas coming back in though on the final lap. He gets very close to the back wheel there on the third and fourth bend. But Josh Pickering is round safely, and Sheffield will take a win from this first leg semi-final as Pickering beats Douglas. Zach Cook in third place, 1 to go. Wolverhampton 39, Sheffield 45.
Dave, thank you. Well, what a star man Jamin Lindsay has been. I'm wondering if Mark Lemon is going to put him in Heat 15. all your tweets have been coming in, or well, they're still tweets, they are tweets, on X. You've been using that hashtag BelleIps, and I'm going to go and join Scott Nicholls on digital. So join us on Discovery Plus, and we've got one heat remaining here at Bellevue. Okay, I'm taking a breath to ask these questions, Scott. This is so exciting.
Jesus, and at Wolverhampton too, my God.
I know. Okay, so to the serious business. Okay, from David Giles. Scott, do riders generally get to practice on their home track, either in between meetings or on the day of a meeting?
Very, very rarely. It's few and far between. Occasionally, if it's like a big meeting like this and they need to, but obviously some of the rules and regulating councils and things, it's very, very difficult. So literally, parade is the practice you get.
Gosh. Okay, this is from Soren. This is about as good as Speedway gets, but it's as good a Speedway track as any in the world.
Oh, it's a phenomenal racetrack here. It certainly is. I mean, it's delivering tonight. I mean, I love the variety. I love having the big tracks and then your Wolverhamptons and stuff like that. For me, it shows the skill and class of a rider and overall. But tonight, this place has certainly delivered.
Certainly delivered. I can't take the smile off my face. Okay, right. Josh Smith. Okay, this is an interesting one. We've seen guest riders in the semi-finals. Do you think it would be better if each team signed 9 riders at the start of the season, and each meeting you could select 7 riders? Doesn't matter about average, and you see the best of the best?
Possibly. I mean, like in Poland and things, they have a squad system. I think it's definitely an idea, but I'm not sure we really have the finances here to make that commitment to the riders. So I know it's a bone of contention. Obviously, people see Sheffield have 2 guests in tonight. It's going to be a frustrating time, but it's the same rule for everybody, so the other teams can have that advantage too.
Fair play. And from Joyce Allen, who is always on Instagram and on Twitter. Joyce, nice to have you with us. Scott, who did you predict at the start of the season would be in the final?
To be fair, I thought Ipswich looked very good, and probably Bellevue, but I'm going to get one of those wrong tonight, aren't I?
Yeah, no. Well, Bellevue, what is going to happen, Scott?
God, no, your guess is as good as mine. I thought Ipswich were going to not sail through. I knew Bellevue would pull a good chunk of points back, but I've got to be honest, I didn't think it would come to a last heat decider.
No one did. And Ipswich, they had a 22-point lead after 4 heats. They were outstanding on Thursday, and their story just felt like it was coming to this incredible momentum, but who knows now?
Who knows? It's heat 15 to decide. Whatever happens, I mean, Ipswich has done fantastic well to turn the season around. It's been a great advert for British Speedway. Let's see who's going to do it.
Who do you think is going to do it?
Oh, I think Bellevue, the momentum shifted.
Okay, we've got Heat 15 coming up. Welcome back to Bellevue. It is so tense. Just 2 points separate these 2 teams on aggregate, 86-88 as we go into Heat 15. But just before that, if you're into your motorsport, you're going to love the next few days on Eurosport and Discovery Plus. We've got MotoGP there, Motegi in Japan. Set your alarm early, Friday, 1 a.m. on TNT Sport 2. We've got the World Superbikes from Portimao. We've got British Superbikes from Donington Park, and you can see that Eurosport 2 on Saturday. And the Speedway Grand Prix heads to Poland in Torun, which will be the championship decider. Can Bartosz Marslik make it back-to-back wins? You can catch all the coverage and the build-up starting 5:30. And away from motorsport, we've got the Home Nation Series snooker, the English Open, and that's the 2nd to the 8th of October. Okay, let's join Scott Nicholls now. He's with the team managers and get their picks for Heat 15.
Yeah, thanks, Abby. Indeed, I am going to come to Mark Lemon first. Mark, I've got to be honest, mate, I don't really know what to say. What a night at Speedway. You boys have done phenomenally well to get yourselves back in the game and go down to a last heat decider.
Yeah, well, that's what we came here to do, and we've given ourselves a real shot in the arm and a chance now to qualify for that grand final. But it's a lot riding on this particular race. Some things that sort of probably conspire, I should say, against us. Come building up to this, but we're in it, and I'm really looking forward to it. My nerves are a little bit on edge, I must admit.
Mate, I wouldn't want to be one of these for the pressure, but whatever happens, like you said, whatever's happened, it comes down to this last race. The stars could possibly align because you've got gate choice. Who are you going to go for and what gates, please?
We're going to go with the captain, Brady Kurtz, off red at gate 1, and Dan Bewley off gate 3.
Okay, thanks, Mark. Going to come to Richie. Richie, you boys did all the work at Ipswich. You brought a lead here that we didn't expect. You needed that cushion because now it goes down to last heat decider.
Yeah, I mean, we started the night well and they've come back strong, but that's why they're the champions and they've been top of the league for like nearly all the season. So, yeah, one race to go.
And it's a big pressure race. Give me your runners and riders, please.
We'll have Emil off gate 2 and Doyle will be off gate 4.
Okay, thank you. Good luck to you both. So the Aces opt for gates 1 and 3. The Witches have 2 and 4. But before we get to Heat 15, we'll go to Dave Rowe for a quick update from Wolverhampton.
Selections for Heat 15, Sam Masters, Steve Worrell for Wolverhampton, Robert Lambert, Richard Lawson for Sheffield. The first staging of Heat 15 saw a tangle on the first bend. Richard Lawson going down after contact between Sam Masters and Robert Lambert. All 4 back for the restart. And here we go for the restart with Sheffield 6 points in front. Away they go. Masters a good jump there from the inside, trying to force Lambert wide. Lambert's around the outside. Lawson trying to turn back in. Yellow, in fact, he does. Lawson with a superb move there to get down the inside of Sam Masters into bend 3. And Lawson hits the front. Masters turns back once more off the 4th bend. And Sam Masters hits the front now against Richard Lawson with Lambert in 3rd place and Worrell out the back. Richard Lawson superb to go right back round the outside of Sam Masters. Sheffield, it's getting better and better for them here. And what can Robert Lambert do on the outside? Sam Masters is pinned on the inside and Lambert's gone right round him. Lambert's gone round Masters. Lawson had come through earlier. Sam Masters frantically trying to hit it back now, but Sheffield are having a fantastic night here in the first leg. They've got guests galore after all their injuries, but Lambert and Lawson doing a superb job here for the Sheffield Tigers, and they're going to take a convincing advantage into the second leg at Overton Stadium on Thursday night. Richard Lawson and Robert Lambert have seen off Sam Masters and Steve Worrell. It's a 10-point lead for Sheffield heading into the second leg. A fantastic first leg for the Sheffield side. Lambert and Lawson superb in Heat 15. A real shock for Wolverhampton, who lose at home again in the first leg of a playoff semi-final, and it's very much advantage Sheffield from the first leg. Brilliant stuff from Lambert and Lawson in Heat 15, and the final score here, Wolverhampton 40, Sheffield 50.
What a night of Speedway across the country. Well, it hasn't ended yet. We've got 1 heat remaining, of course, unless we go to a super heat. Calv, over to you.
Thanks very much, Abby. I don't know if I can stand it. It really has been an exciting night. Terrific performance from Sheffield Tigers down at Monmouth Green. Work to be done for the Wolves on the return leg on Thursday, and we'll be there to cover it. But heat number 15, drama here in the National Speedway Stadium. This is the scenario. A 4-2 to the Bellevue Aces will have a super heat for the aggregate point, and to see who goes through to the final next week. A 3-all, Ipswich Witches will win and they will go through. A 5-1 to the home team, and the Bellevue Aces will be in the final next week. Just is sporting drama. Speedway the winner tonight, no doubt about that. It's been a fabulous night. Really has been a superb evening. Line up for Heat 15. What a race it is. Brady Kurtz will go from the inside in red. Emil Saifutinov out of gate number 2 in white. Dan Bewley, gate number 3 in blue. Jason Doyle, gate number 4 in yellow. Could gates 1 and 3 just be the right place at the right time for the home team? Ipswich Witches won the coin toss and took gates 1 and 3 in Heat 1. That then meant that the home team would have the choice in Heat 15. It might just have worked out for them. Need a bit of luck sometimes in sport. Could it just be that Heat 15 has fallen right? What a night. Both teams have ridden so well. Scotty was saying it earlier, he's dead right. Brilliant performance last Thursday by the Ipswich Witches to have an 18-point lead coming into tonight. They stretched it to 22. Now it's down to 2. Remarkable turnaround of events here this evening in Manchester. Perfect evening, brilliant track, sensational British Speedway,
on show here this evening. It really has been. Here we go then. Might be the final time. 4 laps to determine. Here we go. Takes up. We're underway. Bewley's made a good start. Doyle has made an even better one. Certainly Kurtz is there. Here comes Bewley on the inside. Seifutinov around the outside in at second place. Doyle coming through into third. Kurtz has gone off. Look at Bewley. Bewley on the inside. Incredible move from Bewley again. Doyle fires himself back to the front. Bewley's now in front. Seifutinov in the third place. You can throw a blanket over all 4 riders. Here comes Doyle again. He's hit the front. Seifutinov now up the inside. Oh, they nearly ran into each other, but the Witches have hit the front. What a stunning couple of laps of Speedway that was. Wow, what a response from Seifutinov and Doyle. Bewley's there, Kurtz is at the back. And right now, the Ipswich Witches are going through to the final next week. What a night of Speedway. One last blast on the run to the corner, and the Ipswich Witches have done it. Oh, what a night. Many congratulations to the Ipswich Witches. By golly, they've had to hang on at times tonight. A stunning race to finish the evening off. Bitterly disappointed fans here in the crowd. The Bellevue Aces will be gutted with that, but they must reflect on a wonderful evening and a sensational performance. But the Bellevue Aces will not be the champions of Great Britain this year. Emil Seifutinov and Jason Doyle with a stunning performance in heat number 15. Chris Louis out there, Mark Lemon, great sportsmanship, coming forward. He'll be disappointed. What a race that was. The performance from Doyle and Seifutinov. Bewley hit the front. I mean, they changed places many, many times on the first 2 laps. Clearly overjoyed. It's been such a tense time. They've seen that aggregate score just whittled away. 2 points, and what a stunning end of the evening. And those classy performers in Seifutinov and Doyle has seen them through. Fabulous scenes. Fabulous scenes. What a night of Speedway. So the Ipswich Witches are in the final. The result, Emil Seifutinov 3 points out in front, 2 points for Jason Doyle, the 5-1 that does the deal for the Witches. Dan Bewley back in 3rd place, and Brady Kurtz misses out in the heat 15. And Scott, well, what a way to finish night. A fitting race to end this wonderful night of Speedway off with a stunning performance from Seifutinov and Doyle in heat 15.
My God, Kelv, the winner tonight was Speedway, but the proper winner was the Witches tonight. It was a fantastic race. You can see what it means to Jason Doyle there. I've got to be honest, mate, I really thought that it was going to go to Bellevue's way because the speed that Brady Kurtz and Dan Bewley had in heat 13. But I can tell the corner of my eye, Abby's all excited. She's chatting with a couple of very, very happy Witches people. So I'm going to shut up and throw over to Abby.
Yeah. Can you shut up, please, Mr. Snickles? Because I've got the 2 main man here, and I don't know which one to come to. I will start with you. Richie, what was your heart rate like in that heat 15?
No, that's just Jason Doyle out of nowhere. He's struggled for speed here all season, and then suddenly just pulls out a ride like that. For what he's done for the club in the last 2 years, that's just right that was him that pulled off a ride like that to get us in the final.
What a heat, Chris. I mean, you had a 20-point lead after heat 4, and then going into heat 15, just down to 2.
Yeah, look, you go into a race like that when the whole season hinges on it, and you know, it's a replay of heat 13 that you've lost out 5-1. It's tough on the nerves, I've got to say, but you know, those boys, I feel, you know, great for them because they've pulled this team together this year. They've gone out and done races like that time and time again to get us results, so they deserve to have that one.
You've tasted victory, Richie, with the Knockout Cup, and now you're through to the final. It could be the double, perhaps. The story continues.
Yeah, it's gonna. I mean, obviously Sheffield have got a great lead now, winning at Wolves. So yeah, it could be a replay of that, and I'm sure it'll be a lot tougher test than we had in the Cup. But yeah, we'll enjoy tonight, and then we'll worry about next week then.
I can't take the smile off my face. You two seem quite calm. OK, gentlemen, thank you for chatting. Let's rejoin Calvin and look at that heat 15 again.
Well, yes, Abby, I think there's a sense of relief there in the Ipswich Witches. And Scott, you know, this was a stunning race. Initially, it looked like a 5-1 on the cards for the home team, but Saifutinov and Doyle at the back, can you believe he won the race? It was just remarkable riding from world-class riders.
I can't, mate. I can't. It's a fantastic ride. I mean, look at Jason comes up the inside there, splits the two Bellevue riders. Brady Kurtz get caught up in all that dirt on the outside. And from here, I kind of thought, OK, 3-all is enough for the Witches, but Jason Doyle there just rides across the turn. Dan Bewley reads it. Can't do enough. And then the work is down to Emil Saifutinov up the inside. Dan Bewley, sorry, was a little bit caught in no man's land there. And, oh, God, just what a race. I mean, the two Witches boys, elbow to elbow. And Chris Louis just saying there that he felt for the riders and stuff. And Chris was watching a lot of the races from where I'm standing, and I could see his attitude and his body language change. The nerves are kicking in for him. But what a race for the Witches, Kel.
It was indeed. It really was staggering stuff. Jason Doyle had run a last earlier on, but this was a ride of a former world champion. There's no doubt about that. And Saifutinov coming through as well. It really was a fitting end to a wonderful night of Speedway. One that can be a joy. Obviously for the neutrals, it's been terrific. Disappointing for the Aces, of course. They won't be the champions this year, 2023. The Ipswich Witches on a march right now. Could they do the double? They won the Knockout Cup just a couple of weeks ago. So fabulous scenes at the conclusion of heat number 15. But for the moment, we're going to take a very much needed break.
I'll go have a look.
Well, folks, I can tell you that our entire ATPI Aces team will be joining me in the Peter Craven suite once they have done their lap of honour at what has turned out to unfortunately be our last meeting of 2023 here at the National Speedway Stadium. Many thanks to those of you who stuck around to give your applause to these boys. No, Andy, we're good to go. We have a full contingent there on the truck. And as soon as they have finished, well, as I say, be upstairs to grab some post-meeting reaction. Again, just to reiterate what Robin was saying a little bit earlier, many, many thanks to all of you for supporting Bellevue Speedway this season. Not just the ATPI Aces, but the Cool Running Colts as well. It has been a heck of a year.
What a night of Speedway we have witnessed at the National Speedway Stadium, and indeed at Monmore Green as well. The final score then, 87-93. It is Ipswich Witches that go through to the final. Before we hear from some of their star men, if you're into your cycling, just make a note of these times. We've got formerly the Tour of Croatia, known as the CRO. The Crow Race Stage 1 is live tomorrow at 2 o'clock on Eurosport 1. The Mountain Bike World Cup, they're in West Virginia in Snowshoe, and the Premier League, Aston Villa against Brighton and Hove Albion. You can catch all the build-up 11 a.m. on Saturday on TNT Sports 1. So let's hear it now from Emil Saifutinov. He's with Scotty.
Yeah, thanks, Abby. I'm with Emil. Emil, you guys came in with a 18-point lead, a big lead. You must have felt quite confident of getting the win, but then it got very, very tight.
Yeah, it was tight because, it's when we come here, it was... we has planned to keep the hours points, with 18 points, but anyway, that was tough because Belle in home, is going really quick, and yeah, so it's anyway we got the final, and which one is is I think we deserve it, and yeah, just going for the gold.
Heat 13 didn't go your way. The Bellevue boys look very fast. Did you make many changes coming into Heat 15 because you look like a different rider?
Yeah, we changed a little bit, ignition, just like I said, just 1 degree, which one, is cost me a little bit, it's a slower bike, and which one was a little bit lazy, but we changed for Heat 15, we're back again, and then that was fast, yeah, track today was really tricky because, it's hard to understand, it's weather conditions was changed a lot, and track was looks like wet, but it's dry, so it's yeah, it's good experience I got, and yeah, so going to forward.
Whatever happens, it's a great night. Great to see you. Good luck in the final. Thank you, Emil. Back to you, Abby.
Jason Doyle, my heart rate is through the roof. I can't imagine what yours is like.
No, it's gone way above the roof, I think. That was a unbelievable meeting. So much stress, so much adrenaline. Then, yeah, that last race, I'm not sure what happened, but it was everyone was throwing the kitchen sink at each other.
It was brilliant to watch. And did you watch the meeting on Thursday?
Yeah, I was at home with my wife, Emily. I was so proud of the boys. What an amazing job they done. It just shows that I don't need to be there when they're when on form like that. They showed true tiger, and the meeting was just amazing to watch. We needed that lead to come here.
Well, they needed you tonight. They needed you in Heat 15, and it was just outstanding. And now you're through to the final.
Yeah, we can't believe it. We had the worst two gates in Heat 15, and we made it. And yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't watched the race. I'm looking at the big screen in the background, and I'm waiting to see how it was. But yeah, it had too many moves, too much hard riding, I guess it was.
Well, that's what we know you for as well. So just congratulations to you and all the boys, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for all the Ipswich supporters. Unreal. Thank you.
Thank you, Doyley. So I'm just going to remind you of all the other sport now as I go and join Scott Nichols. So as we said, we've got the more Speedway to enjoy next week in the finals, but we've still got the second leg of the semi-finals between Sheffield and Wolves, and that will be Thursday, Eurosport 2, and will be from Owlerton, of course. We've got the World Superbikes in Portimao, the British Superbikes are in Donington Park, and you can watch that this Saturday, Eurosport 2 live from 9:30. And of course, we've got the Speedway Grand Prix will be in Torrent to see who is champion of the 2023 series. But here in British Speedway, oh my goodness, Scotty Nichols, what have we witnessed tonight?
Top Jaw Speedway at Kells Top Jaw, but Emil says he loves racing here because the pressure's not like it's in Poland. He must have been feeling some serious pressure in Heat 15, because I know I was, and I'm just talking about it.
Oh, I mean, he was just saying about the adrenaline and everything, all the kitchen sink was thrown out on that track tonight.
Certainly was. I think a few knives and forks got thrown in too.
The whole cutlery tray. Scotty, thank you for your company, and thank you for yours at home. It's just been an extraordinary night of Speedway here and at Monmore Green. We'll be in Sheffield on Thursday to see who'll be joining Ipswich Witches in the finals. See you then.